both undefeated, yeah.
Yeah.
They are. And they are both champions as well. Like M4 versus M5 champions. Well, that kind of sounds boring. Well, after winning 4 straight, championships.
Oh my
in the
God, yeah.
Philippines,
Can
maybe
we, like-
that's boring.
Hey,
That is.
I just gotta say there
I
are
guess.
some people out there that probably might not understand sarcasm, but hey, it's M4 versus M5 champs, the world standard. So again, whether we want to call other regions what they are, if you want to call this boring, well, what it's brought us to is 2 world champions, of course, are 2 world standard champions here going against each other. M4 from Echo and of course APBR.
Yeah.
These are the best of the best. They're both undefeated. That was a great effect.
Whether you like it or not, all the teams from all around the world have been patterning their drafts, their play styles, their hero picks behind some of these 2 teams.
Not to mention, this is fwydchickn and KARLTZY.
Exactly.
The only 2-time
world champions.
2
That's
time.
right.
Count 'em!
And this image is gonna be filed under picks that go hard.
Oh,
My
yeah.
God, that was a great image. And another one.
On another one.
Another
Whoa.
one. Picks that go hard, dude.
Things that go hard. Quote Wolf.
Woo!
Quote of the day, Clash of the GOAT, the candidates, fwydchickn, KARLTZY. Again, these guys, you already know.
Yeah,
If you are an MPL fan, if you're an MLBB fan, you're following esports, you guys know these names.
Yeah.
And also, it's just the history here. There's a lot of history with these guys.
Yeah, whenever their faces show up on screen, it's like, what are our jobs anymore?
Exactly. You don't need to explain them.
Yeah.
And in fact, if you ask these people like individually, they're gonna say, like, if you ask them who's the GOAT, they're gonna say each other. Few's gonna say it's either Carl or Flap. That's how it is.
Here's what goes hard. Translation. Right?
Okay.
This is hard for me.
I'll do it.
I'll let you go ahead and translate this.
So for
Robert.
Echo, good luck, says Few. KARLTZY, hopefully you play. And Super Marco says, hopefully Benny Cutie plays because I want to face this guy. And then Coach Schreber says, good luck to both teams. Good luck then with Coach Tic Tac. He missed him. But, the play style, the hairstyle is going to come into factor here because he looks 10 years younger.
Yep, Tic Tac looks like 10 years younger. You should see his glorious hair. Actually, up close and personal, it's glorious.
Has people seen it yet? Have people seen it yet?
I've seen it earlier, and now this quote makes a lot more sense. But yeah, APBR Coach Leper used to be part of Echo, so, well, we are going to say, is it going to be the Trevor factor as well?
The hair buff.
Particular? The hair buff.
Be the hair buff, right?
The hair buff.
But also for all our viewers out there, we do want to go ahead and just let you guys in on a little something for you watching, even on the international stream, right? So whoever will win this match, it's up to you guys to decide. And let us know who you think is going to win this match. It's an epic matchup here. There can't be a better one with these 2 world standard teams. So down on the official YouTube streams, just comment down below of the MPL Philippines Eco stream, either hashtag Echo or hashtag APBren.
No.
Your game and server ID. Make sure you go ahead and let those down as well.
Hello.
And we'll be picking actually I think even over in the English stream,
Go
I think it's
guys.
2 commenters.
Go.
2 on the Filipino stream. So you guys will have a chance to win 1,000 diamonds.
1,000 diamonds! Whew.
Use it for the Vexana draw.
And all they need to do is comment hashtag Echo
Let's go.
or hashtag APBren with their game and server IDs.
Game and server IDs.
That's
Don't
just
forget
comment
those.
down there.
Hashtag Echo, hashtag APBren. Now, let's go ahead and welcome our marshals once again for this epic matchup. They're here to ensure the fairness and the integrity of the games. And once again, it's our boys, Chico, Jeff,
Lag ba,
Matt,
guys? Lag
and
ba?
Wilbert. Chico definitely hashtagged Echo.
He did.
So as we get ready to welcome the teams out on stage, let's give it up for Echo and APBren.
Lag ba, guys? Sounds on. Ayun, meron na. Low guys, low.
Is ready to face off against their opponents, the current world champions ahead of them. Can they do it? It's Echo!
It's Echo.
And look at this. We got someone
Okay.
else coming here.
Okay.
Well, this comparison to the bus.
Yeah.
You know what?
Oh, well.
They
but
got their own.
They have luggage.
They got their
Okay.
own.
They have
Okay.
luggage.
Okay.
Okay.
A sportsman-like entrance.
Sportsman-like. First
They're
coach Dougie
flexing.
there.
Oh, look
Ah,
at
mas
that.
ano ah.
This-
Mas Marco ah.
The flex.
I can't.
Oh my god. They're just. Oh!
Oh! Whoa! That's the setup right there.
Someone got their prize pool today.
Oh, man. Oh.
The epitome of excellence. Masters of seamless teamwork. The Brotherhood. The Hive. Can the Bees halt the Express's momentum tonight? MPL Arena, give it up for APBR!
Hello. Hello. Oh, Justin, kumusta? Palak naman ang stream. Palak
Walking
na stream.
hand in hand, and it's their coaches. Coach Tic Tac, Coach Trevor, and Coach Ducky. It's the superstar match of the day, the battle of the world standard here. It's Echo and APBR.
Grabe naman yung entrance doon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most anticipated match of the regular season. World champion versus world champion. It's time to settle this.
Sa aking kaliwa, representing the black and yellow. Dalawa sila ngayon sa aking harapan. Making way for APBR. Hive, come alive! Magiging kayo lahat para kay Few at fwydchickn!
Parehas mga second time
At
world
sa kanan
champion.
ko, flying solo. Kahit magsama pa daw silang dalawa, sinabi niya yan kanina. Representing Echo, Orcas, make some noise para kay KARLTZY!
Okay, alright. Bago tayo magsimula, mag-face off muna tayo.
Okay,
Come over here.
okay.
Face
Gusto
off,
ko ba
come
magsama
here.
na silang
Naglalag ba yung
dalawa?
stream?
Lumapit,
Justin?
lumapit.
Yan.
Magtitigan!
Ayan.
Ilabas nyo ang galit nyo. 2 against 1. Okay.
M2
Now,
champion yung mga yan
it's
eh.
time to settle this.
Okay, so nag-toss coin kami kanina kahit hindi naman talaga. Ang
M2
sabi
champion yun.
nila Flap ay sila muna ang mauuna. So, Flap, 5 segundo. Okay, isa pa.
Isa
Yun
pa, isa
na
pa.
yung 5 segundo niya eh. Ulitin
Isa
lang
pa,
natin.
isa pa.
Flap, 5 segundo.
Ang pogi mo, Carl. Nanggigigil ako sa'yo.
Okay. Anong masasabi mo doon?
Pogi mo din, nakakagigil kayong dalawa.
Nakakagigil kayong dalawa.
Mas nakakagigil ka, pre. Umayos ka naman.
Oo umayos.
Hindi. Good luck sa atin mamaya, Carl. Bigyan natin yung audience ng magandang laban.
Wait.
Parang hindi yan yung pre-practice namin kanina eh.
Wait.
Parang hindi ganyan eh.
Wala, practice pa.
Kailangan ipagmayabang nyo kung anong meron kayo.
Okay.
Kailangan angasan mo. Yan ba yung angas mo?
Teka lang, kinukuha ni Few.
Angasan ko ba, pre?
Okay.
Ang hirap yabangan, meron din siya nung meron kami.
Makes sense.
Wala akong masabi.
Okay, ano pa?
Bago na wala.
Kailangan daw dalawa sila para makatapat ka.
May mga
Paano to? Paano to? Dalawang World Champion Trophy.
Okay.
Isa lang ang World Champion Trophy. Pero dalawa? Pero yung kapanan mo, isa. Paano yun?
okay lang pag sinabi ng mga M2 kasunod lagi KARLTZY.
Naglalag ba, Justin?
Pag M2,
Medyo ano,
KARLTZY.
medyo diesel tayo.
Okay.
Late dumating. Late dumating.
Paano yun?
Bakit
Paano
daw?
yun?
Bakit?
Wala daw yung M2 nyo kung wala siya.
Nadikit daw.
Paano yun? Ikaw.
Ano, pag tinanong naman sino idol ni Carl, alam niya yung sagot eh.
Idol mo ba?
Yan,
Idol mo
idol
ba?
Yung totoo.
Ano yan, true good yan, idol na talaga.
Ano comeback mo sa kanila?
Wala naman sa akin si Flop eh.
Wala na pala masabi, Flop eh.
Okay lang. Alam naman ng lahat kung sino yung nag-MVP ng M5.
MVP daw. MVP nung Game 5.
Wala na daw kailangan sabihin.
Paano yun? MVP daw nung Game 5.
Kaya ka lang kasi nag-MVP kasi wala ako eh.
Oo nga naman. Dahil
Oo
nung
naman.
nandun siya, hindi ka nag-MVP. Okay.
Ang ina, naglalag ata.
Ano yan? Alright. Ano na, Carl? Ibang
Correct.
bansa. Ay.
Parang
Naglalag ba?
mainit
Naglalag?
kasi kayo eh. Mainit kayo
Justin,
lately sa
naglalag?
ibang bansa eh.
Paano yun?
Paano yun?
Ano? Okay na yun, bahala sila. Lagi naman Pinas panalo eh.
Laging Pinas ang panalo.
Okay.
Kahit anong gawin nila, pag nakita nila yung mukha ni Carl, manghihina na agad sila.
At ngayon makikita na natin kung sino nga ba ang manghihina sa laban na to. Undefeated versus undefeated. Only one will win. Now let me hear it from Echo. Okay.
Kamusta naman kaya ang APBR? Pakiramdam ko, bawal manghina sa laban na to.
Bawal manghina pero tingnan natin kung sino nga ba ang manghihina sa final face-off. You guys, instead na shaking hands, kayo ay magtititigan.
Tama. One
Okay.
final titig. Uy.
Simulan na natin ang ating laban. Babato na natin sa ating mga casters. Pasok.
And there you have it. Both teams are ready to go and battle it out. The battle of the world champions, as we saw there. And just real quick, there's a lot of heated words passed back to each other there from these teammates, these former teammates even.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and take a quick look at the lineup here for Echo.
I mean, do we even have to talk about these guys
we-
anymore?
you know.
Probably. Okay, that's
Okay.
BLCK, that's Carl, Sanji, Sanford, and JP. But this time, I think that it's fair to say that Sansan is leading the charge. Like, KARLTZY, Benny, and JP, they kind of took the backseat. And so far in the last 2 weeks that we've seen Echo play, it was the Sansan duo that took over.
Well, across from them, APBR, the current world champions here. And as we heard, their confidence level's pretty high here, Rockhard.
Yeah, Super Marco, KARLTZY, Few, FlapTZ, and
Lag ba,
Ogun.
guys? Lag?
They've had a few exchanges about who got the MVP and who got the championship, but you all watched it. We all watched it. We all know
Bukas
that,
yung
what,
rapon.
teamwork makes the dream work for both of these. Obviously, they're having a lot
Pero
of fun
manood
there.
ka pa rin
But in the end of the
para
day,
updated ka.
you know what? These generations and
Siyempre, ano tayo eh.
both of these teams and both of these world champions
Kung tayo sa mga...
have kept the standard up until today.
Pwede akong
Until
mamili
today's
mismo
standard.
kung sino mananalo.
I like the fact that they use the world standard because it literally is. And if you're looking at
Nanood ka lang
the
para
teams
mas
that will
maganda.
be playing in today, we know that they have really set the meta and also they have set the actual, for lack of a better term, the standard, right? Because if you're looking at asking like who's the best gold laner, for example, immediately you think Super Marco, you think Benny Cutie. Who's the best jungler in the world? You automatically think KARLTZY as well as KARLTZY. Who's the best mid? Obviously, Few will always be part of the discussion, but Sanji also is, you know? And that's very true with the XP laners. That's going to be, in this case, Sanford versus Flap.
Ang ina,
Everybody
naglalag kasi
knows
yata eh.
who's the best at each position. You think about these two teams.
Well, let's ask this question, Wolf.
Okay.
What is the keys to victory here for this matchup between the world standards?
Well, why should I answer anyways? Why should I bother? These are world champions. And it's true, like, we are in no position to dictate what they should do. These people run Mobile Legends right now.
Mahina ba?
They're basically the, you know, what the pattern
Yan,
that
okay na?
everyone is trying to follow.
Okay na, boss ko. Malakas
So
na.
maybe they can also become champions in the
Exactly.
future. So
Di ba naglalag?
the keys to
Naglalag
victory
kasi.
is not rush.
Yeah,
Basically, just them being them,
Di ba naglalag,
them
ano?
being champions, and them showing us what they're made of.
And you know what I like about that? Going back even to the whole conversation of boring region. When you have these world champions here, one thing's for sure. Boring, in my idea, is like, all right, some people might see it as boring, but I see it as disciplined. Both these teams right here, these players and their coaches and everything involved here is so disciplined that it got them to this point where they are. Not only that, the fundamentals, that's fundamentals. And honestly, in any kind of category that you follow, fundamentals are kind of, people see it as boring. Like, I don't want to learn the basics or the fundamentals, but these guys have mastered it. And then, when they've mastered it, they've developed their own play style. The Echo Express, APBR, the way that they play together synergistically. That's what happens here. So again, as we get ready for this matchup, we want to just let you guys know there are rewards available. Come and watch the MPL matches and TikTok to join the goodie bag lottery and be one of the lucky winners.
Yeah, all you gotta do is go to TikTok, open your TikTok app, go to MPL Philippines TikTok channel at MPL-PH_official and click on the official live stream.
Saan ba comment mo? Ayun!
Players, you'll see
Dito ka pala naka-comment sa shorts.
and then you grab the goodie bag on the upper left of your
Nakik, di ko naman said. Naglalag ba, Jack?
Hashtag APBR or hashtag Echo alongside your ID in game with your server. We're picking 2 of you guys from the English stream to win 1,000 diamonds. So let us know with those hashtags who's winning as we jump into the draft here for game number 1. Ban's already through nearly for this first phase. But look at the win rate here. So Echo's win rate 83%.
I think at this point you don't look at the
Naglalag,
stats
Jack,
anymore because
naglalag.
they haven't been defeated anyways. So
Okay,
the
pa pala
stats will
ito.
be ridiculously skewed. However, Echo did lose 1 game as the blue side. Immediately they pick up.
Okay ba ang
We'll
comment
talk about
section
how
ng
strong this hero is
shorts?
in the gold
Saka
lane.
ano?
And as long as the Masha is banned out, you're gonna be a-okay with this hero. Now, if you're APBR, do you pick up export immediately? Oh, it's what banned out. I mean, the CC is available, so it might be a choice. Also is the Arlet. Heroes that are very flexible. But knowing APBR, they might just go for something along
Sana
the lines
wag
of
mag-lag.
Fredrin, actually. And Claude, perhaps.
Yeah, I think it does feel like the Fredrin is definitely there. Gold lane, you really willing to like leave that up? Obviously, you don't want to give BLCK. You want to just signature heroes. Carry is something that you also think about whenever you think about BLCK. So that's available for Echo to take here on the second phase.
Okay. So Barrett's.
There's the answer. Yep.
Immediate Barrett's. Might go for another flex pick here, like Arlet. Oh, we know for Echo. JP can play it, as well as Sanford. There's always the Vexana. That's an option. Going up against both Ruby as well as the Fredrin. Some front-to-back action for sure. And definitely a hero that Sanji can play. But in comes the Arlet, as expected.
Yan. Maganda. Ayos.
APBR, now they have the choice
Sana
to go
mag-vlog.
for the CC. I mean,
Yan na.
knowing that it's, if you're looking at Echo, most of their heroes
Matik yan, di na nabibigay kay
that
Super
kind of
Marco Roger
leverages
dyan.
the strength of the CC.
Tama, pati Masha na ban.
Or
is this
maybe
gonna
stick
be-
with the
kasi
carry
yan.
actually.
Stick with the carry, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe carry, maybe also the Claude.
Or the Brody special.
What's the best matchup for the Roger, though? What do you, in your idea, in your...
Okay. I'm thinking Harith. For it.
Okay.
Brody
Iyan
actually
nila yan. Changi gold lane nila,
in
no?
the same vein that in a way that you
Changi
don't
gold lane.
necessarily lose the gold lane fight. You just, win it, and then come the team
Parang
fights,
Kendra,
you
no? Dati.
you take more. Fredrin Faramis is the combo for APBR.
Wow.
And they have revealed their mid laner. Okay.
So yeah, this
Malamang
this
kunin
will be
dito ni ano ni
flexible still
Super
for
Marco
the
Brody.
XP lane as
Brody
well
o
as
no? Blood.
the roam, and I don't unlikely
Ay,
it's
di,
gonna
lugi
go.
sana
I
eh,
don't want to
Roger.
call that, but yeah.
Pero ano,
Definitely
late game sila kasi
Okay,
pang
these
early,
last
malakas
couple
early
games
din tong
here,
Roger.
obviously we see where they're going. There's still a lot of focus, especially from Echo, towards those roam options, the XP lane as well. As, you know, both teams essentially have kind of flexibility that you can roll with, but the Ruby
share natin
is a
tong ano.
great pick. Now,
Share nyo naman yung
loves
video
the
natin,
Fred,
guys.
Obviously,
Share
100%
naman.
win rate, man.
100%. Yeah. Well,
Dual
also,
stream tayo sa
like I said,
YouTube eh.
That's just how APBR is. Are they considering Lilia or Luyi as the bans? No, they're not. They're gonna ban the Yuzhong instead. Definitely want to go for the Brody this time for APBR.
Palike na rin na stream guys ha, palike na rin.
Oh,
There's the Thams.
that XP lane, man.
They're calling it.
Go for it. So what does this leave open now for AP Brandon response?
Brody or Bruno, actually, as their choices of the marksman. I think that they're gonna keep this Ruby in a flex role in a way that you don't want to reveal where it is by picking up EXP. Well, we did say CC and they did pick up CC. Oh man, Luyi as well as Lilia looks really good for Echo.
Leaving it up until the very end. They're actually trying to keep their goal lane options open here. And maybe they can adjust
Nakapasok, Jake.
what Echo plays.
Yeah. So the best thing about Lilia is that you burst through or the Faramis ultimate, like the shield, so you get AoE damage.
And then the Valentina just comes through, and it's like a
Oh,
classic,
of
like
course, of course.
Of course.
classic Valentina.
It's actually
Faramis.
pretty good. It's actually pretty good, on a pretty good option.
Could go that way.
I'm thinking about maybe Tyrant actually for Echo. Oh, they go
There it
Lapu.
is. I get one a day.
Yeah.
One a day.
One a day.
That's your one.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
Personal goal. And so they locked in. What's the last pick here? Options for AP Brent.
Okay. So you're looking at probably Brody, but because there is the Faramis Netherrealm that can be copied, maybe you just go back to the Claude. You have CC and Ruby anyways for the support, and you have the Faramis ultimate to go with that, so it could be A-okay with the Claude. Another option is the Bruno, which is a pretty standard option, but just because of the fact that there is this Lapu Lapu, you might want to reconsider your marksman options. And of course, the Brody. Funny how we said that Brody will be picked up third, but it is picked up last anyway, so...
It's just so good.
Diba? Ano sabi ko sa inyo? Brody yan eh.
It's the marksman that will, you mentioned it. It's not gonna win.
Sige lang, ayos lang.
Yeah.
But it's not
Basta
gonna
manood
die.
ka.
And
Ayos
that's
na
the
yan.
important thing for most.
Basta manood ka, ayos na yan.
Right? That's why the Brody
That's right.
scales so well.
Well, we saw in the lineups. We'll see exactly how this starts. Again, it's the superstar match of the week. Huge shout-outs to our online viewers who are with us to witness this great battle.
Yeah, and of course, as our way of saying thanks, watch out for the code that you may redeem in your MLBB app for hero skins.
Ayos ba yung ano?
And don't forget,
Ayos
guys,
ba yung
again, picking two winners for the
vertical
English
stream, yung
streamer
short
for
stream?
1,000 diamonds. Let us know with the hashtags #Echo or #APBren alongside your game ID and server.
Comment that.
Comment it down. And let's get ready for this matchup. Again, a best of 3 here between the world standards. It's Echo and AP Bren.
Lapu Lapu is, honestly, I'm a little surprised about the Lapu Lapu showing up. Were you guys not like a little bit rattled? Like, what's the reasoning behind
All right.
this?
I have a simple way of tackling things wherein every time that the Faramis is meta, Lapu Lapu will always be meta.
Yeah.
Just because of that interaction, like, where you're the one to kind of counter the Faramis ultimate. It's pretty simple for me.
So just dive in on the Faramis ultimate with your bravest fighter.
Exactly, just free setup, because one swing of your, or maybe 2 swings of your ult, you already have taken out the Netherrealm extra shields, and they will be stunned, and that's free setup for your stun.
And not only that, but you actually get to complement. And this could work also really well with the final slap.
Right,
Either for the
Right.
after effect of that, when the Netherrealm is already kind of expended a little bit, or even to set it up
Yeah, that's
to let that be available.
really great point, because what you get from it, like, it's extra vengeance. At the same time, you can swap between your initiations, right? You can start with the Arlet, you can start with the Lapu Lapu, or vice versa.
Right. But we're also seeing a little bit of a, what do you call this, reminder why the Lapu Lapu is going lower in the pick percentage, because the CC is just tearing through it at this moment. So Again, it all depends on whether or not you're going to be aggressive or you're going to try to maybe just sustain up until the mid game, I guess, right?
Now, as we get ready for this first big objective of the game, that Turtle being that.
Kakayanin kaya ni Benny Cutie to
see
Super
how
Marco.
AP Bren wants to
Hindi rin
approach
sa
this with
Super
the
Marco
line to
talaga
have.
eh.
In terms of already having, you know, this Fairness pick, this Valentina pick, a matchup that
gabang,
we
no?
used to see so much of, we know that it draws fights out, like it draws team fights out here.
Yan yung sinasabi ko
I'm
sa'yo,
wondering
Jack,
if
oh.
it'll be a little bit different now that, you know, for example,
Yan yung sinasabi ko sa'yo yung ano,
that Roger
rotation,
playing
yung
a part of this lineup
pupunta
here.
lahat
We
dun
have
sa
some burst potential.
XP.
Uh-oh, JP.
Yeah.
Para
Talking
mag-4.
about burst right now, JP is absorbing
Ah,
the brunt
bangis.
of it. As AP
Tapos yung
Bren are
Roma
getting ready
magpaano
to
sa
position
magpapapor
themselves,
sa
try to take this turtle. Obviously,
Kaso
both
lamang na
marksmen
to
are
eh.
not present here. Flaptease is quite low though. I think
Nag-4
he
na
still
agad ang
has
ano
the
eh.
vengeance. Yes, he does. So that means it might just get reset here, and that's exactly
Lamang lang
what
si
we do.
Carl dito kasi
So they're just
nakabarat.
kind of feeling things out here. Both teams, though, now have a lot of
Ayun,
those
oh,
level 4s
level 5 na
available
si Carl
to
eh.
them. You can see how it's still very calculated from both teams on how they want to approach even this first turtle. That's what's expected from them. 4 on 4.
There you
Sanford.
go, Sanford diving in,
Nakangira
Brave
na
Spider,
Sanford.
he's looking at
Ooh,
Ford
panis.
View, and KARLTZY
Nice
will get the
one.
retribution while all that's happening. Right now,
Oy.
everyone is just compressed into one area, and both
Nice,
teams are
Sanji.
going to use
Nice, Sanji.
using that
Nice.
Nether Realm.
JP.
And now the fight's happening.
JP.
Sustained damage is
Oh,
actually
tingnan mo
better
ulit.
here on the side of AP Bren now. They will come out on top with a kill.
Galing sa clash din talaga o ano,
Trade there.
Marco, ayan o.
JP, the one to go down. AP Bren still looking possibly for more here. They're going to back off, but it's a 1-for-1 trade with the turtle. in favor of
Yung una ni Sanford si ano
What a
eh.
long story that we just saw. It's a matter of a minute. It all started with
Di
a
ba yun?
very weird rotation from Echo that allowed KARLTZY to have level 5 over KARLTZY, but didn't matter anyways because what they did was to sacrifice some of the XP on Sanji so that they will have to wait for Sanji's ultimate to be up. And they also took so much time resetting the Lord that KARLTZY caught up when it comes to the XP. Eventually,
nakuha na, ano,
Sanji
nakuha na
made a
Echo in
wonderful
turtle.
Nether Realm on his own. And JP with initiation. It's like a very long movie that we've seen in just a matter of seconds.
Yeah, and that's what I was mentioning earlier, right? Like, that's what the Fairness Valentina matchup is known for. It's those long exchanges, and they really draw things out.
Oh,
So
laki
when
ng
you
lamang
take
niya
that
no.
into consideration in the hands
One
of
level
teams
na
like
si Carl
this,
Tizia.
like Echo and AP Bren, you're going to see a lot of this kind of micro play come into these fights, and that's where you really want to be able to pay attention because it's all about the timing on how they expend that, especially with Sanji having the Netherrealm himself over from Few. So, again, as things kind of get situated here, there's not going to be anything drastic happening so far because that's just how these two world caliber teams are going to play it out until eventually, if you look at it statistically, AP Bren has been known before that first Lord to
Suntok,
really go
parang
and try to
suntok.
force a play, make
Nakita
a
pala
play,
yun.
and that's the swing for them. Now, Echo, on the other hand, they like to just kind of go for it sometimes, even early on.
Idol niya na to eh, ni KARLTZY to eh, si Carl.
Here, they're going to poke down a little bit with KARLTZY, but still, Turtle now up. Take a look at the positioning here for
Galing din talaga sa
both.
Mako tong ano, Bren.
Gonna start it up. Gold lane still waiting patiently, but look at the pressure from Flap up top.
It's really
Hello,
good.
guys.
Now, obviously, we're seeing basically a free turtle here.
Palike naman ang stream
for
guys, palike.
Echo, but yeah, Bren's getting a lot on the map as well. So it's basically they're trying to nullify each other on the macro scale of things.
Tapos
This is
mamaya,
where we start
laban
to
pala,
go for
Blacklist
trades.
saka ONIC.
But this is probably why people are looking at the meta in the Philippines, why it looks quote-unquote boring. Because sometimes teams have understood their power spike so much that in that case, like, the slight advantage that Echo has when it comes to EXP as well as damage because they got the first turtle, AP Bren already decided we cannot fight second turtle with just trades, so they even up. It's just all trades. That's part of the reason why teams or, you know, why viewers look at the Philippines and say it's boring. It's because of the better understanding of the macro game that you just trade off.
That's true.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. It's really a disciplined approach as a region as a whole, right? It is. Now, if you're a viewer and you're watching some of the other regions, it's fun to watch all these clashes here and there. It gets a little messy, and you're like, oh, that was exciting. But also, there's a whole nother level to it where it's exciting looking at how they approach teams.
Paano sa Indo kasi puro clash lang eh, parang brawl type
we all
eh.
know that objectives win the game. Like, that's what it is. And the same can be said when you look at the disciplined approach towards the objectives.
Yeah.
These teams also take the disciplined approach to team fights.
Yep.
Sikat ngayon si
So even the
Chicken.
team fights, for
Dami
the most
nag-aasa
part,
kanya
are
ngayon
not
eh.
messy. You know,
Exactly.
And some people just construe that with messy as entertaining.
Exactly.
Well, it depends how you look at it.
Okay ba yung live? Okay.
That's why I
Hindi
really
naglalag.
like our international restreamers. Big shout outs to Trex. Trex is
What's
entertained
up?
by this kind of gameplay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And another restreamer named Mirko.
Who's Mirko?
Who's Mirko?
He's he likes something that starts with Viva and ends with Max. So shout outs to Mirko. He's also restreaming right now.
What's
He's
up?
bored about this stuff because he's a messy player, you know.
He is.
He is.
I've seen him jungle.
Yeah. Shout outs to Mirko.
What's up, Mirko?
Shout out to all the restreamers here as part of the English broadcast. Now, once again, Turtle's going to be up here. Third one of the game.
You know, sinataw tayo ni
Brand,
Naisu, mga
Oh
split
man,
na streamer.
JP's
oh.
dancing in
Shout
and
out
out
to
of these
Naisu
ones,
din.
and he has to use that flicker to basically survive. Right now, though, Sanford, he's
Uy.
not done. Trying to get that fight started,
Oh,
and
di talaga.
bullets are flying everywhere. Both
Oh,
teams
putang
flying under
ina.
the nether realm right now, and
Ayun na, very
LPR
cute,
bars
ina.
belong to
Hindi na
AB
pumasok
Brand.
Benny
Well,
Cutie.
TZ, he doesn't really have that much
Uy.
sustain left anymore. Ultima's
Pasok
already
Benny
used up
Cutie,
here.
push siya
That's why
sa'yo.
TZ, he's
Tayo.
yo-yoing
Ina.
himself into the fight. Benny Cutie still got some firepower with that Lycan pounds,
Tangina nyo.
and it looks like it is going to be
Tangina, tagal pumasok
feels
ng
like
Benny
even
Cutie.
Stevens for some reason.
Wow. At the end of the day, it looked really good.
It looked good though.
It looked good, right? And Sanji was very disciplined. I
Kaya
gotta
ganito
say,
maglaro,
big
mga
props to
high
Ben Cutie.
caliber
Very
team.
clean
Hindi
gameplay
yung
from the
puro
Roger,
ano.
taking advantage of the Lycan pounds, and also the way that he switches between
Hindi
range
puro
and
clash.
melee mode.
Clash ng
As
clash.
he's able to just
MPL
guide
intro kasi
through
tsaka
the members of
ibang ano
APBR. It looked
puro
really
clash
bad for Echo, but he kind of salvaged it. Nevertheless, I think it was KARLTZY as well as
Look at
Ogwin
this.
that really made this look good for AP Brand. The way
Ayun,
that they
Benny,
are
oh,
look at
sayang,
the
oh.
in and out. You're looking at AP Brand. In and out of the fight.
Grabe.
Eventually, KARLTZY goes down. And this could have
Sayang,
been very
tangina, oh.
bad for AP Brand, but they dodged it in
Tingin na,
the
sayang.
end. Good
They
clash
dodged
from both
Benny
teams.
Cutie dun.
That could have
Ang
been
ubos
so
sila dun
much
sana.
worse. It looked really bloody. And at the same time, people were juggling HP bars between each other. You know how that's just one of your stickers will say this. That was a masterclass of how the team fight.
Yeah, it was. And real quick, as we get ready for the next objective here, items, how's it looking?
Adi!
Okay,
Shoutout
so
sa'yo,
one thing that
Adi!
really shocked me was the choice from
Huwag
Benny
mo
Cutie.
palipat yung channel.
And this is
Ano ka ba naman,
Impure
Adi? Di
Rage,
kita bibigyan
Roger.
ng ano eh.
We saw earlier it was the Marksman emblem.
Yep.
Wala
Right now,
ang-
he went in for Impure Rage. And his first item
Wala kang chocolate kay
actually
Tito.
wasn't the typical ones. He went for the Wind Talker first, focusing on farm and objectives.
Yeah, basically, faster attack speed and faster move speed get
Exactly.
towards those gold sources a lot quicker.
Okay, with that, next resource here, as they play around it, the next objective is going to be this Lord up. AP Bren not able to find the pickoff they were looking
Ayun na.
for. They did get the Daytona's a welcome out.
Eto na yung sinasabi ng
Back up by
The
time
Boring Lord
Who decides
Dance.
to actually go ahead and contest this. But you still see the focus on the map, especially from Flap here on the bottom side now with the
Siyempre,
CC
di na
pushing
maintindihan
there.
yun.
As he goes and grabs that. So they get another turret to work around with. And right now, AP Bren has to decide how they want to approach this. They still don't have a clear go signal.
Yeah.
On
Dami na
attacking
trigger
this
sa sinabi
Lord.
ni Chicken
So
ah.
they'll just kind of wait and feel things out. Either of these teams, if they can get the mid turrets down, the tier 1s, that would help them a little bit more. But right now, it's a stalemate.
Yeah, obviously, the CC really does command that you look at the map, or else you will lose a big chunk of these
what?
turrets. Right now, though, we're seeing a flicker already used up. Sanji already used up a lot of what he has in the barrel. It's still gonna be happening here. Fight
Tangina yan na.
erupting in few already.
Ah, si Benny.
Gonna be taken out.
Hintayin na si
Flickers
Benny.
used by
Hindi na
Sanford.
Benny
Nice
ang ano
dodge
dyan
here.
eh.
Tries sidestep and vengeance
Tama?
on the CC means that
Ang
it
inang
will
clash
be
yan, walang namatay.
Trend. It looked
Ay.
really bad for Echo, but they came out on top.
Great response there in that poll even. Still going.
Grabe,
Oh,
no?
they're still going. They're happy to throw out this final slash here, knowing that Few actually does not have the flicker available.
Patay ka ngayon,
Purify
Flap
available,
TZ.
rather. And now it's going to
Patay
be
ka.
Flap TZ suffering
ginawa
here.
mo, Flap.
The sustained damage here from Echo is just, it's really hard to
Okay.
stomach.
Uy!
And of course, they're not done. Sanji
Oh,
with a re-engage as
ina.
well. The final slash is already back up.
Putang ina
And
niyo,
they are
boy.
taking bodies
Grabe.
right now.
Parinig
KARLTZY
ko, ah.
looking for someone to hit with the Abraser's Wrath, but no one's.
Patay kay Benny. Huwag nga huli ka na Benny.
He's gonna survive, but
Ay,
holy
no,
moly,
Benny.
Echo comes out swinging, getting multiple members of AP Bren, and that's their go signal now for this
Pag ang
low.
nararamdaman ng Bren
AP
ngayon,
Bren just beat up more than they could chew.
maputol win streak
Few
nila.
was already
Matatalo
tagging
sila
so
dyan.
much, and even after he pops his ultimate,
Kapag ang
fwydchickn
mindset
went
nila,
in
takot
for
maputol
the
yung
fight. He
goal.
smelled blood,
Matakot
and he
silang
went for it. He got baited
maputol win streak
by the
nila.
bubble
Matatalo talaga
of
sila.
Echo. And then eventually, you can see Sanji just toying with death. We're gonna see it. Look at this start. Look at how composed he is. He goes back even with a sliver of health, knowing that he can take out
Grabe,
Open.
Sanji, no?
And what a final slash coming out from JP.
Pang-inang
Eventually
JP yan.
followed up by KARLTZY.
Masyado
Wonderful
nyo
out
kasi
there.
binas
Now,
si JP
they
nung
stopped
last
the
season
Abraser's
eh.
Wrath that could have been disastrous for them. And with just one clash, Echo
Nakatuloy sa laro.
is bona fide the leader of this game.
And you know what? Most people on Sanji's position right there, with 1 HP and one of the torn apart memories going for your
Exactly.
face, you would back off completely.
Exactly.
But no, he went forward. That was beautiful to watch.
Tapang maglaro yan,
The
Sanji.
confidence that the former world champions will have here again, going against the current world champions. So right now, AP Bren gonna deal with
Hindi
the
mapahal
sword.
yan.
Should make quick work of it. The big question is how much space advantage does Echo get out of this play? And we'll see that in just a bit as they make their way for the resources here of AP Bren. And really, it kind of comes to the question. Hold on, they go pull.
Okay.
There you go.
Boom.
Nice pullback here from
Pero
AP
isang mali
Bren. That
ng
will net them
Echo
a
dito,
sample
talo sila.
kill. Sanji forcing a flicker out as well. Ooh, you already have conceal used up. So both teams are really expending a lot of resources just to stay alive, basically.
And there's so many tools here for both teams to kind of initiate, peel, or just bait things out.
Sorry.
Highlight, is this boring?
I
Is this
caught me
boring?
by
Tapos
surprise.
ka?
Let us
Is
know.
this boring, guys?
Oh,
look
no!
at this! Oh, they got separated by a mountain there. But the CC ult still pretty much going to be useful here, keeping them together. 3v5, still no problem here for Echo as they go straight into the heart of the AP Bren line up here. And JP not going to have enough skills to sustain anymore. It is a massacre of damage coming in from the Bees.
Benny's back. But right
Oh.
now, AP Bren gonna keep running it down mid, pushing down this mid lane, possibly to get a tier 2 turret. They've got the numbers. Do they want more here?
Oh my god.
AP Bren still pushing the pressure in the mid.
Oh, what a pull.
May
Yeah,
nakakawain pa yan.
It's really bad here. Even the torn apart memory available. Oh my goodness.
Lag.
I don't know what you noticed, Wolf.
Sorry
but
guys, sorry
you
guys,
were just
naglalag.
going
Ano,
insane.
ano, ano.
Wolf, Wolf is
100.
breathing.
Babalik yan, babalik.
He's so bored. Are you bored, Wolf?
Are you bored?
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained, everyone? Yeah, man. I may not have my wisdom teeth anymore, but my oh my, I can't hold
Wisdom
this
teeth.
anymore. Because fwydchickn lost the fight for AP Bren in the previous team fight.
Nagkamali lang ang Echo ng
Basically
isa.
lost the
Puta,
Lord
nagkamali
for Echo.
agad eh.
Yeah, I mean for AP Bren. And gave it to Echo. But then in the last fight, you saw how well he managed to zone out the members of Echo. So basically, he zoned out 2 members because of his ultimate. And that allowed AP Bren to isolate KARLTZY. And then, because of the
Oh,
pool
gaga.
that you get from Few, KARLTZY doesn't have any of his teammates anymore because they were zoned out by fwydchickn. And that was a beautiful, I don't know actually if fwydchickn meant for that ultimate to go that way where there's a mount that separates 2 members of Echo and they're practically stunned, both of them, because they
Yeah.
cannot move away from
Can't
each other.
move.
I don't know if that was intended, but that was the result. They zoned out KARLTZY because of that, isolated KARLTZY, which meant that AP Bren took 3, and now they have gotten the lead back again.
Well, with that, lead or not, AP Bren gonna go ahead and start up this Lord to take it on their side here, but KARLTZY has the information he needs as well. Big item pickup for Super Marco. Sanji doesn't have an ultimate yet. He's gonna hold on and find the right one here, but take a look at the positioning. Lord's gonna go through this phase for a while until they punch it in. Ogwin, though.
Yep, nice pullback there. KARLTZY going to be using up the CC
Sanji.
immunity of the Barretts. Just try to stay alive, but look at that. Sanji is going to be the one who's caught here by the yo-yo blitz of fwydchickn. I think he still has the curry call available already. Used it up, making sure that
Oy.
he can't get out of this fight anymore. Now the fight's happening right now. HP are still very much healthy here for AP Brand.
Tangina.
Will maximize the use of the
Talo.
nether realm. And now it's going to be JP falling.
Oh man, it's only
Benny
Benny
Cutie na
Cutie.
lang.
AP Bren. We don't even need the
Nagkamali
Lord. They
ang
say,
Echo
let's
doon.
push it down the mid. And it's Benny Cutie against AP Bren.
The Orcas are going to be the one. Make sure to click that goodie bag on your base, on your TikTok app, as they are going to be walking and making short work of that base inside. It's 1-0 for the world champs.
The world
Kamali lang yung isang
champs
beses yun.
take first blood in the series, 1-0 against Echo. As it looked so good for them earlier on, they flipped it around so quickly.
These team fights look like they can turn at a moment's notice, at one miskill. I swear. So close.
Let me ask Mirko again. Is this boring? He was restreaming yesterday. And there were words said by Mr. Mirko.
There were words said.
There were words said. Shout outs to you, my boy.
I didn't hear the words.
Yeah.
Because, you know what? here's the thing. Like we said, this is, I should say as we said, like as Leo likes to say, this is the region of champions.
Yep.
And the thing is, you saw it right there in that game where, hey, it was very disciplined early on. 5 minutes? I think we had, 1 or 2 kills, maybe something along those lines. But then really quickly, it amps up because things like the teams just know their power spikes.
Biglang no? Bumaliktad eh.
And you saw how much
Dali sila
micro was
bigla.
happening in those team fights. I mean, at one point, you think Echo's got this.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, it gets flipped on its head, and AP Bren is the one coming out swinging. And vice versa, that happens a lot here.
Yeah.
Now, it's only game 1.
And you know who flipped it?
Who flipped it?
It was Flap.
It was Flap.
It was
Flap
Flap who
flip.
flipped it. The first time though, you would say that he made a mistake like over, deciding to go against 4 members of Echo in that mid lane fight where eventually the Lord was given to Echo just because of one play that they overcalculated.
Yeah.
But then in the succeeding fights, he was the one that made it possible for AP Brent to bring it back. And guess
Speaking
what?
of.
He is the MVP. You win, or you lose with fwydchickn, but you also win with fwydchickn. This is the branding that has been established for fwydchickn and was very evident in M5. Now we're going to see it once again, maybe through the replay, because the stats, the items will never show us how good fwydchickn was in that game, particularly in the last few minutes. You saw in the last clash as well. He was the one that went man-to-man defense against Benny Cutie so that Benny Cutie cannot join into the fights. You cannot, blink in with this Roger. Obviously, you need targets for the Lycan Pounce. You don't want to use the Flicker. And he was really zoned out because of this CC. And that's the strength of the CC. That's why teams are banning export and picking up CC just because of how strong that hero is. Now, apart from that, we are looking at the side of Echo that really polished their craft, and it was really, really good. Especially the first turtle fight, you can see it was well calculated. Sanji played this so well. The timing of his ultimate, and then he's gonna do another play in the mid lane afterwards. You can see that dodge coming out from Sanji, like forcing KARLTZY in that bubble once again. Another good in and out from Echo, but Benny Cutie taking advantage of the wind tower that he just picked up a few minutes ago, and then just looking for the right targets to go into and not overextending his ground. And now, the play that we're going to see. This is going to be where Echo takes it back with that Faramis ultimate, but then the isolation play coming out from AP Brent goes in, and now they have found JP. Afterwards, they found KARLTZY, and this was all started by an ultimate coming out from Flap once again. Another fight. Obviously, it is looking good for Echo in the first few minutes, but AP Brent have fun upping, and watch out for Flap.
Sayang yun, muntikan na yun Hindi na makadali ang
from the rest of Echo so that even when he's not dead yet, he does not have an impact. And that's the thing about the CC, the one-to-one, man-to-man combat advantage that you will always get. 16 minutes and 40 seconds of gameplay, and we could not breathe in that case.
Yeah, that was a shame there. With we didn't see the 2-man curtain call separated by a mountain. That's highlight worthy for sure. And definitely one of the reasons why it's also so good to pick up a CC, right?
Yeah.
You can fight 2v1, and those 2 people will still have a hard time against you.
Yeah.
We saw that at least multiple times here in the later parts of that game.
Yeah. So one thing that really is different here is the itemization as well as the choices for BLCK. And it's only because we've seen a different build for the Roger, but this is probably one of the standard build-ups for Roger. And I gotta say, there were no mistakes that Echo did in this particular game going up against APBR. Right? There wasn't any like overextension on their side, there wasn't overcalculation. It's just that APBR have found an opening just because of how explosive they can get. And this is something that Echo needs to muster once again, because I felt like when Echo is facing up against APBR, explosiveness should happen. You kind of have to let go of the system for a while. Of course, you will go for the fundamental plays, but somebody has to be explosive for you. Sanji is trying his best, and JP as well. But everybody coming out from Echo should have that kind of mentality going up against APBR, because both Echo and APBR already understand Mobile Legends on a fundamental level so much that the way that you defeat them is to go for those surprises, like what FwydchickN is doing, you know?
Throw some chaos in there, you know?
For sure.
Like, because, like you said, it's such a... The fundamentals
Wait lang, guys, wait lang.
like, it's muscle memory at this point,
exactly.
right? And that's the thing is, like, you have to be able to kind of throw a wrench into that, and APBR is one of the teams that like to do that. And like I said, they really like to do it before the First Lord, but this time, it was, of course, Echo that had a lead for a while. They were making plays from there, but then APBR was able to find punishment. And it started out small, and then it really built up to a point where they were winning those team fights from that point forward, and then they just kind of snowballed out of control.
Yeah.
And there are teams that, when they know they have this lead, both of these teams are like this, they will rarely let go.
Yeah.
For the most part, you know what? These team fights, it didn't feel like who was missing or who was making mistakes. It was who was running out of buttons to press.
Yeah.
They were running out of skills.
Yeah.
You know who doesn't run out of buttons to press is our streamers out there, the official restreamers from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and all over the world, like we've mentioned.
We have local restreamers, obviously international restreamers from Cambodia, the Middle East, North America, Singapore, Malaysia, and of course our favorite, Indonesia.
Yes, all of them are tuned in to witness the best in the business. Our players fight to victory. What's that? What's the term? It's like the home of the champions, or
The home of the champions.
Home of the champions. That's right.
Home of the champions.
Are you not entertained?
Well, also speaking of, feel the power with every tap on the Smart app. Effortlessly manage your prepaid and postpaid accounts, buy promos, pay bills, and redeem the rewards all in one app.
That's right. Download the Smart app now, the only app for Smart Signature, Smart Infinity, Smart Pro, TNT, and PLDT prepaid home Wi-Fi.
And I'm going to bring it back here in the home of champions, the home of champions desk, English desk that we have going on here.
Well,
I want to ask you guys once again, after seeing game one, who are you rooting for in these world standard matchup? It's Echo and APBR. You can let us know with hashtags alongside your user ID and server ID. We'll be picking two winners from the English stream to give you guys 1,000 diamonds.
1,000 diamonds!
That's a whole lot of diamonds for you guys to give. Show our thanks, of course, as well. Now, to give thanks to the audience out there, we're now looking for the Smart Game Face of the Day in the MPL Arena. Be the next Smart Game Face of the Day winner.
Yeah, who has the power to flash the hashtag Smart, the power of Smart, on a device with a green screen and a green background? Put on your game faces, guys. Come on!
There they are.
And win a redeemable in-game code.
Okay.
I'll have to...
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay.
Whoa, whoa. That looks
I'm
like...
actually scared, man.
Is that Roger?
That
Is that supposed to be Roger?
That is about...
Oh!
Like a pounce.
Like a
Lalag ba, guys?
Like a pound.
That is the winner. Congratulations to our winner there, a.k.a. Roger, on the ground there. Again, full house in here, of course, to watch this epic star match of day number 2 ahead of us. I mean, people have been talking about this matchup for weeks now, and I am again wondering, I'm hoping that we get to game 3.
I think we're gonna go to a game 3 with a game like this. I think that's the thing with Echo and with KARLTZY as well as BLCK. Sometimes when they're brutally challenged, they bounce back in a different manner, you know. And I don't think that this will be a just a 2-game series where APBR can take it. Still think that any of the 2 teams that we have can still take it, you know.
And with that, I'm wondering what adjustments can happen. But before that, before we contemplate on that, let's go ahead and take a look at this video for the GOAT candidates.
Kung ako talaga, yung GOAT ko talaga para sa akin si Pio. Kasi since season 1 pa lang nandiyan na siya.
Sa ngayon, siguro
Rates.
yung kampi si, si Kuya Few. Kasi,
Wait, guys.
ng achievements eh. Kumbaga, kung achievements yung basayan, siya yung pinakamarami. Kasi, 2-time gold medalist siya sa SEA Games eh. Kaya para sa akin, siya yung pinakamaraming achievements.
Ayun, siguro, so, masaya lang din ako na yun yung nakikita nila. Pero, para sa akin, sila pa din. Binuhat nila ako eh.
Great to hear there again. Very humble from Few.
Yeah.
We saw who,
So humble.
you know, they thought, of course, for Flap and KARLTZY, it was Few.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Where's your thoughts on that? Who's the GOAT here?
That's funny because we watched these guys literally get every single one of their medals, all the way from the SEA Games, all the way from Kazan, every single part of the world they were in. To be honest, it feels so hard to pinpoint singular people because they always work so well as a unit, right?
Yeah, well, honestly, it was easy for me because I think this is not the first time that I said it. Many other content that's out there, whenever I'm asked, even in my own content, I say this. My personal GOAT is Few.
Few?
Yeah.
You know what we need? You know, I know we have the Hall of Legends and everything. Man, we need a GOAT award.
GOAT reward.
We need a GOAT award one of these seasons.
What's the range between that? How long? You know?
I don't know.
Every year? Is that every year? Every season?
Maybe a seasonal thing.
Maybe a seasonal thing.
Or maybe a year. I don't know.
Maybe every 5 years.
Every 5 years. Every 5 seasons.
Every 5. I was gonna say every 5 years. That'd be
like
10 seasons.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe every 5 seasons. You know?
Well, either way, let us know who you guys think is the GOAT.
Who's the GOAT?
In the comments down
Who's the
below.
GOAT? Let us
is
know.
it Few? Is it Carl? Is it Flap? Well, we're gonna be jumping to the draft here for
Is it
game
Wilbert?
number 2. Is it Wilbert? Jeff? Chico? It could be them.
Yeah.
Look at this win rate. 100%.
100%.
Big 100.
All right, so just a quick reminder, if you guys have been following us, obviously we are literally halfway point, because right now we have 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Halfway point. We are on day 2, week 3. Halfway point of the season. One of these teams are still undefeated.
That's solid math. Right
That
there.
is something, right? That's
Yeah.
saying something.
And with that, we know that a lot of these teams, I mean, it's great to watch AP Brand Echo, the undefeated, battle it out here. But think about the other teams, too, in the standings. Like, that halfway point of the season, you're going to start sweating a little bit, getting those points up here. And as we know, first phase done, Fredrin picked up first for AP Brand.
It's the flavor for AP Bren.
100%.
Yep. Without the Barretts, now you're gonna be rethinking for Echo. There's also the Joy, but then usually it's paired up with the Angela, so maybe Echo will just consider getting Arlet once again. It's their flex pick, and actually Roger again.
Roger
well,
again.
Got it.
Man,
Got it.
Roger.
And Arlet perhaps, or maybe yeah. Baxia.
Gotcha. All right. They're not running the risk of like getting a separate jungler. Maybe they could have made it a third pick, or maybe they're trying to hide their pick. What's the processing here, Wolf?
I guess Roger is a decent pick. Again, it does not lose most of his matchups.
Yep.
Baxia is generally an okay utility jungler, and you kind of take away some of the sit back backline mages like Dovaria, for example. You might rethink that if you're AP Bren. However, I think AP Bren are still considering Faramis and maybe Arlet actually. Arlet Faramis or maybe Grok Faramis. Or Ruby, of course, is still available.
Yeah, played really well. Previous game worked out well for them. For a lot of those disengages and the peels, and the reason too, they go with the Brody. But they go immediately the response to Yuzhong here. Interesting.
Of course. So, yeah, they seem to be blitzing through this draft right now. And a little bit of a change-up right now. They seem to be very happy to just secure these gold laners. Apparently, they don't mind any counters at all. So we're going to see pretty similar to game number 1. But this time around, the jungler in the hands of... Baxia in the hands of KARLTZY feels better to me because I know this guy is very mechanical, right? This guy loves to play heroes that move around a lot. Obviously, the assassins aren't showing up as much as we like them to. But, you know, Bakshia's a nice even or a nice middle ground between a tank and someone like an assassin who moves around a lot.
Yeah.
And KARLTZY is one of those heroes who can make use of those mechanics.
The Faramis being banned, good identification camera from Echo. Especially because they don't have access to the Lapu-Lapu anymore. They have revealed their Yuzhong. You don't want to be in that kind of route. So APBR are just now targeting JP. Arlet is still open. Or maybe a Grok, actually. Typically, what you pair up with this Baksha so that you have a way to kind of get into the backlines as soon as possible. There's always that option that we're talking about, the Lu Yi, right? And it can be used by any of those teams.
Either of them, yeah.
Yep. But then again, the CC is available for APBR. And the way that I'm looking at this is that if they pick up Brody as well as Fredrin, these are not heroes that can be good in the late game. So you need a carry XP laner for FwydchickN. So I'm thinking either somewhere along the lines of Arlet or CC for APBR. And then that Lu Yi that we're talking about, that could be good versus Baksha Roger.
Really sharp power spike. They're trying to build that because in the late game, obviously, this is diminishing returns.
However, knowing APBR, they might just go back to Nana, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Nana. I love that.
Against the Vixana here?
Yep. Usually, it's long range in a way.
Yeah.
So much damage with the ult, and because the Eternal Guard can be controlled in a way, but yeah, it's easy damage on the Eternal Guard.
So we're looking at Nana possibly here. And
CC.
Yeah, CC.
Peace shall reign in the world.
Lapu. Oh, there it is, Lu Yi.
I don't know how you call that Lu Yi, but yeah, APBR doing it.
He just Wolf has been mentioning the Lu Yi, especially after what we've seen in the past, even couple weeks.
Yep.
Where it popped up. It hasn't found a ton of success, I would say, but it's still highly valuable for teams that can make it work. Diversion is crazy. When we talked about throwing a little chaos into the wings of things, I think Lu Yi is probably one of the epitome examples of chaos.
Exactly.
His diversion.
I think for Echo, you're just looking for something that can sustain in the front lines. Guinevere. Okay.
Wow. All right. So we're assuming that's a very tanky Guinevere that they're going to play up here. So yeah, I guess they want to sustain it. You know what, Guinevere, another hero that likes to move around a lot.
Yeah.
How do we like this though? Like roam Guinevere. Like, I know it's not unheard of.
It's a way to kind of force maybe a flicker from the Lu Yi or a Purify. I don't know. Maybe Purify is the choice here for a few.
Yeah.
So because you want to make sure that your Yuzhong can one-shot the backliners like the Brody as well as the Vixen, Brody as well as the Lu Yi, you need someone to force either the Flicker or the Purify. So it's indeed a Purify for few. That is the job for JP.
Oh shit, Lu Yi.
Force APBR to utilize their battle spells and then go for your actual follow-ups with KARLTZY as well as Sanford.
Right. Well, let's see if they can pull it off here. Once again, let us know with the hashtags in the comments section. Is it going to be hashtag Echo or hashtag APBR? And don't forget to add your server IDs and your user IDs to get a chance to win 1,000 diamonds as we now get into this game number 2 here in this best of 3 against the undefeated teams APBR and Echo.
Big shout out to everyone, obviously, who are on the watch parties, the restreamers, and everyone who's pressed like on the YouTube video.
And is grabbing that goodie bag.
Yeah, grab that goodie bag on TikTok. Make sure your clips are ready, because with the lineup that Echo has, they want to go hard engage. And they're doing that right now, very, very early on. Look at the pressure. They're trying to throw up on a few, knowing that it is not the most mobile Lu Yi's, does not have the Flicker, only has a Purify. Right? So, yeah, expect a lot of explosiveness coming in from the Echo lineup here.
Yeah. That's what you need from Echo. Be explosive. Whoa. In top lane already. That's explosive. Definitely.
All right.
Great start, though. First blood.
Oh.
Going to the hands of Sanford.
Man. And the bad thing about this is Flap is going to lose 2 EXP cards.
Oh, that's big.
Oh, man, that's big. Oh, man, you're going to scratch your head. You're going to be tilting if you're FwydchickN.
All right. Obviously, one of the prime traits of a world champion is, of course, that immunity seeming immunity to pressure. So we'll see if he has that right here locked in. Obviously, it's very early game, so it's not a huge one.
Dalawang lakas mag-game.
Super Marco and BenyCutie, sometimes I wish we could just like stay in the lane.
Yeah.
And like watch the exchanges, you know?
Lane cam.
Yeah, just have a lane cam with gold lane,
Yeah, that's
especially
great.
against these two
Wolf has
players.
one. That's why he says it's great. He has one.
He does have one.
Right there.
All we have here is the turtle cam, you know?
Okay.
So Turtle's now up. Echo with a very minor lead. Pretty negligible here. They're going to go ahead and work across this, though. AP Bren getting in position once again. This is going to end up being the 4v4 as both gold laners still on the bottom side. They'll find the positioning. JP not level 4 yet.
Look at this. I love what I'm seeing right now from Echo. Look at that aggression, preempting the Black Dragon form, and of course AP Bren's always so scared that Echo is gonna find them with with JP with the thumps, you
Yep.
know?
I think that was a smart decision, though, of course, from AP Bren to just go ahead and call it off, at least for the first turtle. They don't have to force it for the most part, right? At least for now, like you mentioned, especially with Flap kind of being delayed, like Wolf mentioned with the carts being gone, the 2 XP carts there.
Yeah. So right now, you know what? Echo just should keep this up, right? If you have AP Bren on the ropes, like what they do have right now, I mean, do you keep doing that, or do you kind of slow down because you feel like AP Bren has already read that?
No, you
Like,
don't.
What do you do?
If you're Echo, you never let go of the grip. That's what you need to do, especially because this is a Brody lineup. All you have to do is to not let go of the grip until, what, 8 minutes? And then that is when you can relax, because that's when you know that Roger has way better farm compared to Super Marco and way better scaling. And then you also have so much farm on, gap between Sanford as well as fwydchickn. Wherein Sanji's damage onto fwydchickn will be so impactful that even if you're
Lamang na naman si KARLTZY sa level.
jumping into the background. So yeah, don't let
Isang
go.
mali lang, talo talaga.
Exactly.
Talo na naman ang Echo dito.
TLDR, don't let go of the grip before 8 minutes. Now Sanford's going to be in trouble here. Gets forced out of the map.
Sakit ng
Dragon
lugi eh.
form. He's going to be fine. Look at the bottom side, too. Cross-map plays is what Echo's going for. How they want to deal with AP Bren right now. And that's the thing. You kind of expect this, really. Some of the pressure across the map happening here. Super Marco finally getting that blade picked up at the 4-minute mark. Turtle, though, 10 seconds away. And really, I guess my biggest question mark with the lineup here for AP Bren, especially since the sample size that we have from Luyi is relatively small.
Oo nga, lalim ni
Hasn't been
JP
picked
oh.
up that much. And how will AP Bren utilize this? We know that the damage is actually pretty good. There's the diversion.
Diversion. Everyone's on
Oh,
the backside,
Oh,
and they
tangina,
take
kuha na
that.
naman.
That Turtle's mine.
Oh,
Thank you
ONIC
very much for
LTC, ah.
damaging it all the way to 5%.
Well, that was my question mark. It was answered. That's the diversion. Oh, Kyle's feeling pretty good.
Oh man, we've seen a drive-by. Now we've seen a airdrop, I guess.
An airdrop.
Oh man, a drive-by.
Yeah, what would you call that?
Oh yeah, it's a flyby.
Fly.
Yeah, are they technically flying or are they teleporting?
man.
What is a diversion, Wolf?
I don't know.
You go into the universe and end up falling down? Like, what's going
Dig
on
into
there?
the lore.
So that's an interstellar kind of
Interdimensional portal.
interdimensional steel.
I'll tell you what, though. That worked. That worked for AP
That
Bren.
worked.
That's bottom line.
That's what matters.
If they can make it work continuously like that, that's something that Echo kind of has to adjust to for the most part, right? And with that, like I said, with Few specifically having this Luyi available to them, they can really kind of cause some chaos against Echo. Now, at this point, Echo has lost that little minor lead they've had, and it's relatively even, like we saw even from the previous game.
Yeah.
At this point in the game, it wasn't anyone's sure win in terms of economy. So
Yeah.
right now, it's pretty much the same thing for this game, too, as both teams get it situated before the next objective.
Echo, they still have a lot of firepower at this stage of the game, so they really need to utilize all of their tools. For AP Bren now, it's all
Lamang
about
na
just
AP Bren. Dahil doon sa turtle na yan.
this is a
lamang na AP Bren.
diversion play
Yep.
to get the crab. Okay.
That's something.
Okay.
Use everything you have to get as much resources as you can. That's
Yeah.
the play, right?
It cools down, so what are we talking about?
Yeah, well, why not?
It works.
It works.
If
What
it
is
looks weird, but it works, then it's not weird.
Yep.
Alright, so right now, obviously, the resource battle is very intense between these two teams. Very close in the gold.
fwydchickn has recovered so bad. is even
Grabe yung
a
laban
little
ng
bit of
EXP
gold
tsaka
ahead,
mid,
or
ah.
EXP ahead of Sanford.
That's like the champion mental fortitude, isn't it?
Oh,
Oh, they
diversion.
spot this out, though. They know who it is. It's surprising it's fwydchickn who came out of the diversion. But look at this. Echo also has the conceal activated. Jumping in straight to the back
Whoa.
line. Doesn't catch
Ayan
anyone
na,
there.
flap-
But the fight is still
Stafford.
going to look really good
Benny.
here
Ayan na,
for
bully,
Echo as
bully.
they are going to be able to take out fwydchickn. Now it's a 4v5. Ultimates are going to be down. Sanford's taken out as well.
All right, so it's a trade. XP for the XP.
Yeah.
It was a good attempt. Flap also even tried to jump in front
Exactly.
of KARLTZY.
That's what I want to point out. Good heads up play coming up from Flap.
Yep.
But then again, KARLTZY still managed to get the retribution up, so that's great. And then good re-engage coming out from Echo, especially from Sanford. But you gotta have to give it to AP Brent, especially with Super Marco. Just timing
Hindi
the
ng ano ng
flicker
mga to.
so well that there wasn't any combo coming out from Sanford even after the Petrify.
Oh, look at the pressure here at top side.
Very good pressure right now, and KARLTZY
Grabe
basically
naman,
bypassing
Sanji.
Ogwin,
Whoa.
going straight into Super Marco's
Grabe
face!
Sanji dun ah.
My
Dinit
goodness,
pa siya, no?
that was pretty, I don't know how to describe it, man. That was just smart play. And right now,
Beautiful.
they're not even done.
Dinit mo yung
JP
Ogwin eh.
uses the Violent Requiem to basically -1 to you here.
Still going.
Still going here. Obviously, KARLTZY has a massive control now of the jungle
TV,
of
yeah.
AP Brent.
Okay, they're going to hold this mid the best they can as they take a little bit of damage too. But, you know, even when you were talking about Super Marco, the usage of the flicker earlier before that whole exchange on the top side, I was like, man, this is kind of risky. They're pushing the pressure up there. He didn't have flicker available. And it showed they were punished, right? Even with a well-timed Eternal Guard from Sanji to kind of help land that stun and knock him up into the air. So now Echo on a swing back before this first Lord gets a big kind of lead in comparison to the early part of the game here. So now they've got 2K ahead.
Massive swing for Echo with those skills. And now they have all access to the Lord. What Echo is doing now is because they're controlling the tempo, they are also having a way to kind of check where the diversion plays can happen. And look at, wait, did Few just utilize his ultimate so he can scout the Lord area?
You get vision from that?
That's cheating!
Oo, may vision yun.
It's not.
Yes, you do get vision from it.
That's amazing, huh?
That's cheating!
It's not. It's using
It's
your
using-
kit.
It's
Wolf.
using your kit. Of
Come
course,
on.
Of course.
It felt like it. It felt like it was like
The next thing we need
Free
is
vision.
people saying, hey, that's map hack. It's
free
part of the
vision,
kit.
man.
Good.
It's just mind-blowing. It is what it is.
Pick Louis in your games, guys. Vision, so that your team won't even get the Lord. Because that's
Oh
what happens
my
in your ranks.
God, Few. Are you kidding me?
That's pretty smart, but still pretty much Echo is going to be on top with 2K gold lead. And they have a lot of freedom on where they want to engage.
And then your ultimate is up once again. Like it's less than a minute of a cooldown, so
Yeah, this is
Oy,
at
Matt.
this point.
Matt Jacob.
man.
Look at the respect here, though, from
Hindi ko
Echo.
pa alam kung tuloy-tuloy itong live eh.
Hold
Pero
on
ano.
They still need to
Kaya
have
hindi
their
ko nakita
positions
yung,
proper, right?
chat
So
mo.
Sanji can't just walk in, or else he might get caught by Few or Ogwin.
Sanji.
Oh, that's good damage, though.
Thank you, thank you sa
Bars
support.
with just one skill too.
This is
That's
too
Vexana.
risky, honestly. AP Brand has to be careful. They get poked down just by a couple shots, even from Sanji.
Yeah, mine JP as well. Look at his
Yeah.
positioning.
Positioning right there on
Beautiful
that lower
positioning
side.
right now. And obviously, we will see this Lord leash range very, very short. So it
Hindi ko pa
can't
alam kung tuloy-tuloy
be
ito
as
pero ano.
long as it used to. But they're still going for it.
Pagkano ito
Still with
tuloy-tuloy
Mario on
natin. Pag
JP,
dumami
he
viewers,
finds
tuloy-tuloy
him,
natin.
finding KYLETZY, but no
Tuloy-tuloy
follow-up
natin
damage.
yung
Nice
hanggang
assist from the Lord to the knockup.
Mukhang
And there
game
you
three
go,
to.
Sanford is piling on. Benny Cutie basically unstoppable here on the Roger.
Palo
But
Echo ngayon
fwydchickn still making work of
Kamali lang
JP.
sila dun
So
kanina
Brent
eh.
Esports,
Wow.
AP Brent are still in
Card
this.
is low.
They have the conceal. They
Napatay
have
sila.
the chase active right now.
Oh!
It's Sanji who gets the Lord.
Gets the Lord, still going to be going for the fight, though.
Nice!
They get a
O Benny,
kill.
nahabol niya.
Multiple
Boom.
bodies dropping
Boom.
still. Benny
Yeah.
Cutie to
Oh my
clean
goodness.
it up.
Oh! Whoa! Whoa!
Lefties, he flickered straight up with the famous slider. Gets canceled by Sanford. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable mechanics from both of these teams. But Echo comes out on top.
Oh my God! Beautiful place, and then the diversion.
Diversion play, the immediate punch back.
Of course, it does not stop there. Nothing is free. Even when you thought that you could get away with it, there's still trade. But nevertheless, massive win for Echo. Undeniably great clash. All started by JP himself, finding KARLTZY. Nobody to check that short bush, the Kramer's bush. And now, you're gonna see the jump coming out from Echo afterwards. And they also kind of shut down fwydchickn. The fact that KARLTZY was taken out early in that particular clash really saved the fight for Echo.
It's crazy too, because Louis has been used 6 times by Few in his career with the 67% win rate. And, you know, we haven't seen like any game-breaking diversions, but obviously they're still able to get these minor moments for AP Bren despite losing that team fight to Echo. Now, even with this lead that Echo has, they're still going to have to be very careful how they approach these fights. It is up to them. Of course, you have JP able to find his own moments, has an immortality now as well on this Guinevere. So we'll see how they kind of play around this. With that, even with the lore that they got and everything, they get the space to work with. They have 5 turrets right now. Massive map advantage to work against AP Bren.
No joke at all. The mechanics, obviously, both of them championship caliber still, right? A1.
Yeah. At this point, even AP Bren, after losing a very convincing fight, Echo still only got like 2 outer turrets down.
Yeah.
And AP Bren, although they're down by 3k, they still hold on and they can push. So that's for sure some gold going in their favor. And they're still managing the lanes well. So it's not much of a disaster. Actually, they go.
Oh, diversion.
Diversion play out
They get out. Okay.
Great escape. That's
great escape.
You know, diversion is not only for setting things up, it's also getting out of dodge.
Yep. Quick bounce.
They make that work.
All right, so they're doing it. AP Bren, they're showing that, you know what, we are still pretty much in this game. There are tools that we have that we can still use to take these fights for ourselves. And if Echo are not careful, someone definitely will get caught out.
Okay.
This is the point where now you expect diversion to work in favor of AP Bren. Look at already the positioning, right? They're going to put pressure here on the bottom side.
Okay.
They're going to do that. They have diversion available to them. And we'll see how they utilize it.
yung
Louis
combo dito
on that side of the map or work
Pupunta
around
ako
it.
sa ano, tingnan mo, lahat ng boost kinauha ng
They
Echo.
need. Still looking to work on that tier 2 as well. There's
Here we
diversion
go.
though.
Here's the diversion play. Of course, Echo kind of felt this already. That's why they're backing off.
Yep.
But it's, you know what, that's also the impressive part. Echo must, at each and every turn, be super aware. They must not let their guard
Kinuha nila
down.
lahat ng
Diversion
bush
will be available in 5 seconds from now, by the way. So that's
Another one.
that's something that Echo might not be prepared about. So
Ooh.
Here we go
All
for
right,
Karl.
so they're going to be setting up KARLTZY. That's a lot of chip
JP?
damage.
Oh,
Going
JP got
into it. JP got caught out here. Let's have the immortality, and of course, will also be able to get out with spatial migration. But now, big question is, how's this Lord Dance going to go?
I think the big part of this too, aside from the diversion, guys, is the positioning for Super Marco. This game, he's had a little bit of a difficult time really finding the positioning. Now he does have Flicker available. He's also going to have to rely on the peeling potential from the lineup from AP Bren. But this is where it gets really difficult. BLCK he's playing guard.
You cannot split against the split push master.
No?
That's what he's saying. I know this.
Naman, very cute
That's
yan.
dance.
I know this strategy.
I know this strat. I know this dance.
Yep.
Ain't gonna fool me.
Pretty smart. Pretty smart.
Well, right now, it's a stalemate at this point because we got BLCK planning himself on the bottom side.
Mabilis bumalik naman yan eh, yung
Keeping
Roger.
that together. I mean, Echo just has to manage this for the most part. Manage the pressure that AP Bren's going to put across the map. They're trying to do it again, right? They're going to go, as long as Few is with them, they're fine. We know that we can travel nearly halfway across the map to be where we need to be. So they put the pressure there again. They know that Echo has to respond to this. But still, KARLTZY
magte-teleport na yung tatlo.
Dikit-dikit
eh.
He's trying to hold it.
Doon na sila.
Diversion into the jungle, though.
Yep.
It's only Ogwyn.
I'm pretty sure they don't see this until Ogwyn does show himself. Sanji luckily will have JP to face check that for him. And now it
Lord is
is,
low.
everyone's
Lord's
going to be
quite low.
revealed.
Yeah,
Conceal
nah,
activated
Stanford.
already though. Lord is very, very low.
Oh!
Retribution still goes over
Boom!
to KARLTZY
Pero
now.
putang ina.
Who's going to win on top of these
na,
fights
Roger.
though? Damage being juggled very, very well between the 8
Yung
Echo
tangina, sakit ng
members.
Roger, gagi.
KARLTZY absorbing the brunt of it. Boom!
Whoa!
Big curse blast there. Absorbed by the APBR lineup.
Teleport.
And of course with the diversion getting out of dodge. Benny though, he is not done quite
Okay.
yet. He is getting so many kills with this Roger.
Okay.
Benny Cutie.
Pakalupit nun, Benny Cutie ah.
I could have sworn that
Pasigaw ako ah.
because of the fact that Benny Cutie wasn't there during the initial surge of fight, that was why Echo lost it because they really lacked the damage. But then again, Benny Cutie just managed to recover once again, and we're gonna see through the replay.
Let's take a look at the replay here.
Yep. So Benny Cutie was absent first, but because of the
Replay
second
pa.
round of the fight, he used the Lycan Pulse
Lapit
so
na mabasag ito
well
rin,
that he
replay pa.
found KARLTZY the better targets. This time though, the defense will,
Eh,
will
huwag
be
ka naman
there for
maglag.
APBR, and the most that they'll get will be an outer turret up top.
Benny Cutie's use of the Lycan Pounce to basically go on offense and then
Exactly.
dodge a lot of skills.
Exactly.
It is,
Exactly.
it's a, wow.
Impressive micro coming out from Mr. Benny.
Kaya nakita niya din si ano eh.
Great
Si Brody dun
plays
eh.
here from both
Dahil
teams.
sa
And right
passing
now,
ng
Echo,
Laika.
with this lead that they had, yeah, they dealt with the Lord. They only lost that turret top side. Still keeping things under control here. APBR, the one really struggling to find some wins here when they can at this point in the game, when it is this stalemate. When it's down to the Lord fight, it's just a Lord dance. They do get a turret here. KARLTZY gets the information he needs. An itemization at this point, it's all falling into place. KARLTZY though, so tanky. Here comes JP though.
Teleport.
Swerte.
The great escape!
Touchdown!
Kidding me?
Are you kidding me? No!
What a
Mamba out!
Ina. Swerte na na.
Mamba out!
Louis Yi a la few.
They got out of a 4-man Violet Requiem.
Oh.
That was close.
Are you kidding?
Oh,
And
now
here
they're
comes the
going.
conceal. All right, Owen still has the I'm offended here. Diving in with Brave Spider. That is going to be
Yeah,
Fwydchickn.
agad.
Now what's going to fight look
Oy,
like here? KARLTZY
Super
looking like
Marco.
he's looking
Putang
for
ina.
Super Marco.
Another
Diversion to make it out again. It's only going to be
Wala na
Fwydchickn
naman.
left, and that's a Lapu-Lapu.
Patay ka,
It's an
boy.
open base though. This mid lane could still get demolished.
Lang.
And the fight is happening. Sanji, so much damage coming in from this
Grabe
Vexana
naman
though.
tong ano.
It's unreal. KARLTZY falling on the floor. JP's very, very low. Where's the damage going to come from? It's
Tangina.
Benny Cutie jumping in. And he dodged it.
Grabe naman.
You dodged it with the Winter Truncheon, forcing
What?
Echo back.
What is happening?
He didn't get the reset on the Lycan Pounce.
Okay, okay. The fake TP.
Oh
What is
my
happening?
goodness.
You're witnessing greatness.
Oh my goodness.
Nice to and all of the
Grabe
viewers out
naman yung
there.
ano na yun.
And you gotta say,
Labanan niya.
Echo really played that well. APBR got lucky just because of that ultimate, but the way that they handled Fwydchickn was so good. We know that the Lapu-Lapu has a lot of strength going into the back lines, but because of Echo's punish, isolation, now they've got it back.
I'm impressed with Echo just going straight for Super Marco most of these times. Their targeting is very on point.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of, look at him just making a line up there to the top side. Picked up the fast boots as well. Gonna push that the best he can. And now it's really, how does APBR navigate this? Right?
Yan, yan na nila.
Some of the team fights that they're having,
Burst
the
nila, oh.
skirmishes that they're having, it's a struggle a little bit. They're playing great with the diversion now at this point in the game. 20 and a half minutes in. How do they play around this? How does Echo deal with that? Again, it looked great even for JP, possibly jumping in. Then boom, gone. Diversion.
It's
Real
a-
quick, grab this code on the screen, the star match giveaway here before it's gone.
Yep. My simple answer to that is just to make sure that you punish Fwydchickn because he's gonna do it over and over again, especially at this point where immortality is not up yet for Fwydchickn.
He's drinking water right now.
Yeah.
He saw him on
He knows,
the
man.
camera.
He
He knows a big fight is about to erupt here someday. I mean, any minute now.
This is where it gets a little weird too for Echo because they have to
Grabe.
decide like, okay, where is this diversion gonna go? Even looking at the real-time win rate,
Pwede
it
sasabi
is in
na lang
favor of
PH is
Echo, but
boring.
how do
Ang
they
yan, yan.
deal with the possibility that
macro
there's gonna be
gameplay
a push
tsaka
on
micro.
top? A fourth of the health on this
man.
Lord. Here comes the diversion though.
It's wide open, so I'm pretty sure Echo knows that's a feint.
Oh, it's fake. And that prompted a reset, but not a full reset now.
No.
Kyle is in trouble.
Yeah,
He's gonna get stunned up.
And JP, of course, on point with the spatial migration, ensures that Echo will get it. But there's the I'm offended, catching up on the KARLTZY. He's very low, but Echo still seems to be ready to fight. Yeah, Black Dragon form just used to basically disengage there.
Hindi sumama eh.
Rare mistake.
Kamali ng lagay si Pew.
That
Hindi na
feint
itago.
kind of sacked KARLTZY's positioning and just gave the free Lord for sure.
Can they defend this here? It's quite a beefy Lord.
Oy,
They go for it.
There's a jump, and they're getting ready to punch back here. AP Brent still has some damage. And look at that, the HP bars of Echo getting demolished by the back by the blade of Flap.
Diversion.
And here comes the diversion. Where are they going? They're looking for Sanji! Oh my goodness! The damage is unreal!
Sanji!
AP Brent disappeared from the map!
Sanji was ready and Echo was ready for it. KYLETZY left alone.
There you go. Make sure you grab that goodie bag because it looks like Echo are gonna go ahead and finish this, handing AP Brand their first game loss. Not match,
Grabe,
game
ganda
loss.
naman nun.
What a play. What a read from Echo, from Sanji and JP.
Alam
There.
nilang
They were
gaganon eh.
tired of the diversion escaping them.
They were mad.
Woo!
Woo! The
They were mad.
That diversion. A version where they outplayed and a version where they
divert sila.
died. They already were winning, right? And then they went to the backlines, got punished by Sanji, cooking all of them. Chef Sanji with the Vexana.
Get the clips
my.
ready. That was.
That-
Oh my goodness.
Oh
What a
my.
series.
Big shout out
Grabe.
to 24,000 live viewers.
Woo!
Are you not
keep it coming.
entertained?
That is a record, by the
That's
way.
a
Hey, that's
Keep it coming.
24,000 watching a not boring matchup.
24 karat magic in the air, man.
24.
Yeah, it is.
And imagine if all of them were pressing the like button and commenting who they want. I mean, who did you guys vote for?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who
We
did
wanna
you guys
know. We
vote
wanna
for
know.
for that one?
Because we're going to game 3, boys.
We're going to game 3.
I would not have it any other way against this type of matchup in this league, in the Philippines. We're going to game 3 with a team. Again, we heard the goal. Remember before from Echo what they wanted to do? They wanted to break a record. Well, now both these teams, their undefeatedness in terms of matches are on the line here, boys.
Exactly.
Whoa, woof! I'm sure we're gonna have
Grabe.
fun with this one, man. Go ahead and
Oh.
break it down. Whoa!
That's my guy.
Thug life,
Let
Sanji.
him cook.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. And definitely cooked
Sakto eh.
AP Bren with their over
Taas ni
aggression.
Benny.
And there's no way to describe how well Sanji played that, but to look at the highlights. We still are going to look at his item build-up, though. Going for the Winter Threshold last, it was pretty standard. And then, of course, going for that that Master Assassin eventually, and then the Imperial Rage, which did not matter because he was hitting many people all together. Like, even the pokes actually coming out from Sanji were good. And he outputted enough damage for AP Brent to break their formation over and over again. And we know how that works. So at this point, for the side of Echo, it was looking grim. Well, not really, because they were actually manhandling AP Brand many times in this game. Like the third turtle of the fight, wherein it was already AP Brand looking and finding all of their stride and finding their momentum, but Echo brings it back. AP Brand have struggled after the 8-minute mark, and all the lead, all the goldie was on the side of Echo. And this Lord fight was because of JP's jump onto KARLTZY. And something similar will happen in the last Lord fight. Maybe we are going to see it later on. But Sanji steals and secures that Lord with a big burst of nukes coming out from skill 1 and skill 2 of the Vexana. That's just how strong the Vexana is. A wonderful positioning from himself as well as Benny Cutie. And then another fight for Echo. They eventually will lose majority of their gold just because of that good
Kapit laro
retro
ng ano, Echo ah.
but the fact that they are isolating KARLTZY time and time again allowed the Echo to just get back into the fight. There it is, the grand escape coming out from AP Bren. However, they will be able to defend. And this is where this is the part where they are actually winning. Isolated KARLTZY. They did not need to actually go for the diversion play. Sanji, 4-man ult. KARLTZY knew what to do. The rest just, grouped up together against a Vexana. And Sanford screamed at AP Bren on behalf of his mate, Sanji. My God. Bids that go hard.
I mean, it's funny because it's true.
It's true. We gotta make a compilation.
Dude.
Content
Content
idea,
idea.
Wolf.
MLBB bids that go hard.
Oh man, someone's gonna make it before we finish the broadcast.
I know.
What have you done, Wolf?
There's a channel up already.
If there is not a channel by the end of this broadcast on TikTok, YouTube that aren't MLBB vids that go hard
Yeah.
or MPL vids that go hard, and it's
MPL
all
Yeah.
MPL.
I'm sure there's one that's already like images taken before a disaster.
Yep.
occurred.
Yeah, that's
So-
one. Yeah, picks that go hard. That's also one.
Bids
thing.
that go hard.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
Gotta do it.
Don't let me get home, boys. Pick it up. They're just kidding. But that's just how it is. I mean, the
Grabe,
reactions
no?
that you're seeing now for AP Bren as well, Psycho, because of the fact that this
Lupit.
went 22 minutes, it didn't really
Come on,
matter as
Clash.
much because it was, in the end, all about the micro. But then, I also want to repeat what I said about what Echo did in this particular game. They shut down fwydchickn in a way that fwydchickn still looked good, but at the same time, they're kind of nullifying the overall effect of the Lapu-Lapu. There wasn't any one-shot potential. Eventually, was able to outplay KARLTZY, smacking him in the face, but it was all capped by that diversion play that I'm sure that AP Bren really decided to go for, and it was a call that everybody went into. They're on the same page. However, it wasn't gonna be the one that saves them because Sanji knew what he needed to do all along. He saw the end of the portal. He backed down a little bit, made enough distance, waited for his ultimate to be up in his skill 1 and skill 2. The rest was history. Really one for the books.
Yeah, a great game too here. And even down to that last decision where, you know, it looks like, okay, AP Bren's going to hold into this, and then like you mentioned, they go for that diversion play, and that is what ended the game for them. You know, that was what ended their hopes of that game too for them. So it was a great read just from Echo and Sanji and JP in general, because they were thwarted a couple times, you know, through that game. That 5-man diversion out to safety.
Yeah.
Grabe.
It really leaves up in the air. Louis doesn't have the best win rate, obviously. It hasn't been picked much, but we can see how useful
Tinatatakas sila yung Louis.
it
Sa
can
Louis din sila
be
natalo.
useful. But the punishes and the responses, of course, are there. So once again, while we wait for Game 3 ahead of us, all the MPL-PH live stream viewer rewards are now available for you guys. So come and watch the MPL matches in TikTok to join the Goodie Bag Lottery and be one of the lucky winners.
And to join that lottery, all you got to do is go to TikTok and open the MPL Philippines TikTok channel at MPL-PH_official and go to live stream. Just click on live stream. You'll see the goodie bag on the upper left somewhere there. And you can all you got to just click that. And you can join the goodie bag lottery. And I think that a lot of that happens before the base breaks.
Yeah.
So look for it there in your
Make sure you
TikTok
grab
app.
it in your TikTok app. And don't forget as well, guys, to go ahead and let us know. Now that you see the recap here from Game 2, we're going to Game 3. You got to let us know once again which team you're rooting for. Hashtag APBren, hashtag Echo. Alongside, when you do the hashtags, don't forget your user ID and your user server, because we're going to be picking 2 winners from the English stream for 1,000 diamonds for you guys as well. So we're giving out a lot for you guys, of course. And I can't wait to see what happens in Game 3. I mean, this is quite the series here, Wolf.
Really, you cannot really just describe how good this is, because in game
good.
number 1, even when we say that AP Bren won, there were so many times that we are convinced that Echo have gotten the momentum already, and that's very true for game number 2. It was a ping pong, it was a back and forth. Then come the late game, nobody's leading anymore. You don't mind the gold lead because you know that somebody can make a good play, and you can say that some players make mistakes, but at the same time, there were forced errors, like the way that JP found KARLTZY in that particular Lord fight, the way that they punished that fake diversion or maybe a mistaken diversion in the Lord fight and then punish KARLTZY for it, the way that AP Bren defends, like immaculately, like they're not being tagged but they're clearing out the waves. Everybody's just showing off in this particular match, and can't wait to see game number 3.
And there are also like people who would play that or replay that and say, you know what, AP Bren did the right thing.
Yeah.
To go after they successfully defend, you take more. You try to take
Exactly.
more. That's how you usually make comebacks happen. You swing the momentum.
Yep.
It just so happened that Sanji was just perfectly positioned,
Man.
and his alertness
Yeah.
to act,
game
to,
sense.
you know, to get
Yeah.
the game sense.
Hindsight is 2020, like
Yeah.
they always say. And I gotta say, KARLTZY, he had the correct pathing, right? But then again, it was a high-pressured moment. Unlike us, we're not pressured to play.
Yeah.
They are in that booth. They don't know what to do. They're like, surrounded by a lot of white noise with their headsets, everybody's just screaming. And for sure, there are some communication issues. No, not really an issue, but communication problems along the way because
They'll
they're
break
just screaming
out.
at each
Yeah,
other.
people are breaking out.
Yeah.
They're saying everything.
High-pressured moment.
High pressure moment.
Yeah.
That's what I would chalk it up to.
Yeah.
And in those situations, the mere decision to go left or right is
just a
already very
50-50.
difficult, right?
It's
Like,
a
if you're going to move your character to the left or to the right,
Yeah.
Man,
very hard, high pressure.
because again, we can't wait for Game 3, but we are going to have an interview, I think, over on stage with our hosts. So let's check this out.
Alright, medyo nakakagigil yung laban na yon. I believe nakakagigil yung laban na yon, but I'm sure I wanna ask some of the members of our audience. Hello, honey. I'm sure that you're here. Gusto
Yes.
lang kita tanungin kasi dami nagtatanong eh. Boring ba yung mga laban dito?
Boring ba, guys? Oh,
Boring ba?
hindi!
Parang hindi naman. Hindi ko, gets ko na medyo ito yung pinakaunang talo ng APBR, right?
Yes,
Pero
yes.
ano ba? Kulang ba? Kulang ng action? May something ba?
Siyempre, dapat 2-1 yan eh. Guys, di ba?
Oh, tuwan.
Star match yan. Automatic yan, guys. MPL, hindi boring yan.
Hindi boring. Star match. Eto, boring ba ulit? Boring ba? Boring. Hindi ko maintindihan. Ikaw ba, nagigets mo kung saan nanggagaling yung boring?
Hindi nga eh. Guys, boring ba talaga?
Ako
O
pa,
baka sa ibang bansa boring.
ako pa, uy. Grabe. May,
Joke lang ha,
Hindi,
joke lang.
pero may point ka eh, di ba? Kung boring kasi sa kanila, dapat manalo, di ba? Parang required na manalo para hindi
Yes.
boring.
Oo naman.
Feel ko, kung boring lang ang pag-uusapan kung boring lang, sige, upo muna kami. Kasi papanoorin lang namin yung mga hindi boring na matches. Okay? Mara, kamusta ba dyan? Sure ako hindi rin boring dyan eh.
Hindi boring dito. Kasama natin si Kyle, ang super fan ng Echo. Oh, sabi nila kasi, boring daw dito sa MPL Philippines. Of course not. Oh, bakit? Bakit hindi boring?
Number one, for today's match, it's both world champions.
Oh, yes.
So, why not, diba? I mean, bakit
Why
siya
not?
magiging boring?
Bakit nga ba magiging boring?
Of course, we have Echo, diba? I'm first world champion.
That's right.
And we also have APBR.
Okay, bakit pa hindi boring? Ano pa?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Number two, sobrang intense yung laban. Diba?
Intense.
Super intense.
Nanggigil ka ba kanina?
Nanggigil. I almost, take my breath away.
It took your breath away.
Yes.
Ako nasa
Super
edge ako ng
Mara.
seats. Paano yung take your breath away?
I was like that.
Okay, ano pa?
Almost nakalimutan ko na nga yung pangalan ko. Tsaka kung
Anong pangalan mo?
I think Mara.
Oh, I think I'm Kyle.
Oh,
Hi. Okay, third point. Bakit hindi boring?
Well, third is that super saya ng community, both Orcas and syempre yung APBR.
Ipakita natin kung gaano kasaya ang Orcas.
Orcas.
Orcas? Alright.
Go Echo Lad! Echo Proud! Echo Proud! Echo Proud!
See? At ngayon, titignan natin kung ano nga ba ang gustong sabihin ng ating mga casters. Iba to natin sa
Guys, naglalag ba?
Casters, pasok, okay?
Casters.
Alright,
Ako nga.
3, 2, 1. Casters,
pasok.
pasok.
Thank you so much, Mara
Grabe
Hands, and
yung
of
rush, no?
course to the audience out there cheering for their favorite team between these two world standard teams. We're now down to a best of one, essentially Game 3 ahead of us, and Game 2 was we had to have a breather after that one.
A little bit of a breather. But we do know that, and we expected and we wished for the series to go game number 3. We're given a wonderful game number 2, in fact, so I couldn't be even happier,
As you said, Wolf, we're probably never going to see, or I shouldn't say never say never.
Yeah.
We're probably not going to likely see a 5-man spatial migration into a diversion again and miss it.
Exactly.
That was a great setup. Once again, I don't know if we see the Louis pop up for Game 3. Maybe it's even... I don't think it warrants a ban at all, of course.
No, not really.
It's kind of a niche, I would say like a niche pick, if you will, or a cheese pick for some teams that like to play around with some of these experimental things. But essentially... I'm wondering if we go back to some form of a basic for these teams as we go to the draft for game number 3. And really, I don't expect anything different in the jungle, so to speak. But really,
game 3, game 3.
Going, it's not going to be banned out. It's probably going to be prioritized, picked up.
Game 3 drop.
This ban is that Angela. Still very similar bans here for the first phase. So where's Echo going?
First pick Roger.
There it is. That's where they're going.
And then APBren picks up Fredrin. And then Ruby. That's just how it goes.
You're feeling a rematch here, Wolf?
Feeling a rematch, actually. Ruby's such a good pick in a way that it's very flexible. But by the way, CC is available without the Xbox, so there's a world where it's Fredrin and CC for APBren.
Makes sense. You know what? I actually have to agree with you because the Ruby we saw from Ogun earlier wasn't like super highlight material. It didn't make a lot of highlights.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. You don't always need to make highlights to make a very scary play, right? So.
All right.
You should.
Oh, Arlo.
Oh, he's kind of like Ruby.
Okay. Pirates Yuzo. This is either Faramis or Louis for APBren. But the most basic thing that they will do is pick up the Brody, I would say.
Yeah, in the first phase.
The first phase. But I think it's better to go Louis or Faramis here for APBren.
You know, I feel like, yeah, Super Marco struggled the previous game. Like, in terms of, like, trying to get his positioning on lockdown.
Yep.
It was a struggle for him, and not because of his, you know, his mishap or anything. It was actually just the pressure from Echo.
Exactly.
And that made it so much harder for Super Marco really to find the positioning that he looked for. So, he goes, there's Harith is picked up here.
Okay.
Okay. So we have seen a few teams kind of formulate this. Expect everyone to play Roger, so practice a Harith, guys. Yep. I guess that's what the mindset is. Because we did see Minana pick this twice in a row.
Yes.
Right? Yesterday.
Okay, so you ban Vexana. Cycle is just so good at it. I think eventually you'll ban something like a Valentina if you're APBren. For Echo, there is the merit of banning out. Well, obviously CC should be banned out. I think Kaja is also an option here for Echo. Even when you already have the Arlet, which can be played by Oben, obviously. But yeah, the Kaja is a classic combo with the Harith. So you don't want to give that to APBren.
Feels so easy to just, you know, proc these skills and get a kill, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, you're absolutely right.
Get a pick off. Not only that, but I love the interaction between like either sweep them into the Zaman Force, or like you use that to set up. Maybe even like use it to peel, depending on what the last two picks, obviously for APBren are going to be here.
Or you catch someone.
Or you catch them.
Go running away from the Zaman Force, pull him back.
Sweep him back in.
Yeah.
That's right.
That sounds good.
Yeah. We'll see here once again. Mid lane ban's going to be the focus.
Novaria,
There's Novaria. So Vexana and Novaria taken out of the picture from APBren towards Echo. And Echo, on the other hand, they're still going to be focusing on what? Another XP lane pick?
Yeah. I'm thinking, yeah, that Haja, for example. Or what else kind of manhandles the Clue? Okay. That's something that they cannot handle for sure. So I'm thinking about APBren. Will they get the Valentina this time? Or are they just going to settle for Kaja?
It's pretty good.
Yep.
Also, Lilia's up for grabs. Lilia. I have a good feeling that Echo will pick it up.
Or Luyi immediately.
Oh,
it's time for APBren.
Don't play with my heart, man. I love that Luyi round.
Yep.
Win or lose, it gives us great shows.
Exactly. So the benefit of getting the Lilia obviously is to slow down the Barats. Barats don't want to play in that way, in that kind of scenario where you're always like slowed down. And the Faramis that we talked about, it is gonna be picked up. But that opens up Valentina as well as Lilia for Echo. So there's that play.
Oh man, I don't know if I want to see this after game 1.
Yeah.
The Valentina Faramis again. Those are such long,
drawn
out fights, but like there's some beauty into it. I guess I just have like from seeing that season 10 when it was always Faramis.
I mean it's a big it's a skill thing, right? Like it's
Yeah.
such
Yeah,
a
it
big
is.
skill to time your Netherrealm.
man.
So I get what you mean.
Yep, Brock is also open for Echo. Maybe that's also their second option here. I
That's a
mean, for
great
JP.
There's the
Yep,
answer.
There's a grab.
Called it.
And Valentina, because
Yep.
you really don't want to be the one who doesn't have.
Oh.
You don't want to be the team that doesn't have the Netherrealm.
Yes, if you're AP Brain, you're left with Ruby.
Yep.
Ruby.
Ruby's good. Kaja is no longer on the table because it can be copied by Valentina. Also, if you pop the Farm Assault as the Valentina, that's counterproductive. So I think you're left with Ruby for AP Brain. What else is there?
Man, if it's a Ruby, that's so much
Yeah.
CC.
I don't. Yeah.
Or
That's
maybe
right.
maybe this is where Dyreth perhaps for AP Brain.
Yeah, something that can kind of break through the HP bars of these very tanky frontliners.
Yeah.
Paquito will not do it, right? Paquito can't break through unless they just want to go split. Fams.
Interesting that they picked this up. This was banned earlier, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Samus was the focus. Is this a good answer to deal with a quite, almost in a way, Echo? This is a very standard lineup for them, except minus no Roger, you know, until now. Recently, he's been picked up quite a bit. Is this a good lineup, though, for AP Brand?
I would say decent lineup. It's still a 50-50. The benefit of getting the FAMs is okay, wait. Yeah, the benefit of getting FAMs is you're okay with the matchup and you're okay with your lane to lane matchup.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like you kinda hold on to the Yuzhong. You kinda man-to-man the Yuzhong. Like, you can mirror where the Yuzhong wants to go, kind of block him off.
Yeah, you just try to also help contain him, and also you're kind of a front line as well, alongside
Yes.
not just only the Fredrin being available to you. So let's see how it all comes together here. Echo and AP Bren, one of these teams is going to have their first match loss after this game. Let us know in the comment section below who you're rooting for. Hashtag Echo, hashtag AP Bren, alongside your user ID and user server number. You get a chance to win some diamonds today as we take on this last match between these two powerhouse teams.
2 winners of 1,000 diamonds, and all you have to do is comment? I mean, that's something. I would do that. I wish I was watching right now.
You can be, Rockhart.
I choose not to.
Let others have a chance.
Let others have a chance.
There's a chance.
Moonton will give us diamonds for another
Another spin.
So thank you. Moonton's so nice. Anyway, so now it is going to be a question of whether or not, you know what, JP can make a play here. So both roamers have this instant flicker big skill that they can use, right? Either flicker final slash or flicker wild charge. We'll have to watch out for that.
Yep.
Obviously, that will be happening after level 4. We're very close to this turtle for 8 seconds.
You always have to have a Vengeance Carrier facing up against the Roger. Although there's like unbounce, majority of the damage of the Roger, what you want to hit, you know, in front of your opponent. So especially because Benecutie builds this up with a Windtalker. So attack speed build is generally going to be Vengeance users. So that's the reason why they pick up.
Right.
They need to have a Vengeance Carrier in this game.
And not only that, but the other side of it is, usually when teams pick up the Hereth, we see them planning up here, possibly to make a play up there or just get those level 4s available. But with the Hereth, it could work really well in the early game or fall off.
Yeah.
Exchanges, though.
Looks like AP Brad not waiting for the level 4s, though. Right
Wow.
now, it is going to be KARLTZY in trouble as first blood going over to Echo. More can happen here. A bit late there on the Netherrealm, and few might have to find a way for fwydchickn to make an escape here. They're running out of ways to get out. Ogun ready, doesn't have the final slash, does have it now. Just a little too late. That bit of XP that Ogun needed to hit level 4 and maybe activate the final slash could have saved fwydchickn. But then again, that's Echo knowing when to fight.
Sanford's Yuzhong. It's just literally a superstar trigger that you saw from there, just manhandling AP Bren on his own. Well, not literally on his own because KARLTZY played this well. And the fact that they did the same Barrett's rotation from Game 1 and Game 2 where KARLTZY actually stays in front of the lane of the EXP to kind of have a little bit of an advantage over KARLTZY in terms of levels and also force some rotations from AP Bren. This is a well-thought strategy and rotation from Echo.
Yeah, great dodge there himself, but now you're wondering, where does AP Bren find a win this early point in the game? This is, you know, when we're talking about leads here, Echo doesn't typically have this 1K plus lead this early on in the game, so far from what we've seen from the series. So we'll see how AP Bren responds to that. I think with this, they might want to look a play and put pressure, of course, on Benny Cutie, force some here, but
guys, naka-live din sa shorts ha. Naka-live
rotating
din tayo sa
down
shorts.
here as well.
Check nyo na rin.
It's
Palike na lang
the thing
din.
about the
Thank
Harith,
you.
right?
Balik na stream, guys.
How long do you need to get to the point where, okay, we have this power spike on this Harith, we're going to be able to fight toe-to-toe with Echo?
The answer is not too long.
GG.
That's
Ina mo, Enzo.
anyways. You want to speed up the game.
Alam mo, Baji?
And right now, KARLTZY seem to be just suffering from all the.
Oy,
chip
pre, naka-live
damage,
din ako
right?
sa shorts
There's
ha.
no one
Pa-check na lang din.
big burst skill
Dalawa yan.
coming in from Echo. It's just non-stop chip damage, and the Fredrin can
Ano,
barely
wala ka
keep up.
nanonood sa...
So
ano eh.
that happens when Echo goes together. AP Bren are having a hard time finding them isolated so far.
Baka magkaroon ng ano,
It's,
YouTube glitch.
tale of
Biglang dumami viewers ko.
Valentina Fairness matchup. Daytona's
Yeah.
welcome, though.
Pak, sabay
100%
ano.
right now. Once more,
patay.
the target is going to be the jungler for AP Bren. That's KARLTZY going down almost without a fight.
Grabe
And
talaga,
Sanji
Drak
going to
mo.
be taken as
Uy!
repercussion here. But look at the HP bars.
Oh!
They're not kidding
Grabe
around
naman
here.
yun.
Fuse got good damage, but
Muntikan pa
KARLTZY
madali
not
yung
going to be able
tatlo.
to survive.
Ogwin's making his way.
Sana,
He's
pre.
hungry.
Oh, he's hungry.
Does he have enough though? Does he have enough damage from this Arlot? And looks like he's the one getting chased down. The outplay.
Wow.
That's one play.
He got something out of that exchange.
Yep. And by the way, he
Sa
took advantage of
shorts,
the
pre.
extra speed from the river.
YouTube
Once the
shorts.
turtle spawns.
Ooh.
Basta live, punta ka sa live
Go
ko,
for
pre.
this.
Dalawa
Yeah,
live
going
dun eh.
hard right now. No final
Isang
slash
short
available.
sa isang
Maybe up in a
no.
few seconds. KARLTZY comes back with a
Ang
turtle
inang
pick.
yan,
Now it's
bawi
going
ang
to be
patuloy
JP and
sila. Di
KARLTZY
nila
and Sanji
pinatulan yung
trying to
ano
find a way to get out of harm's way here as AP Bren looking more confident walking into their jungle.
Wow, so AP Bren.
Naubos buhay nila doon kay ano eh, no?
how
Flap
that
TC. Grabing
whole
Flap TC
first
din yun
3
eh.
minutes went, they at least get some form of win, get on the board here, and still putting pressure around the map.
Yep. Talk about mechanics.
Kaya napatay pa si ano eh.
Before that fight,
Sanford
they
eh,
were
ni
able to
Omen
get
dahil
the
dun.
turtle fight, the turtle win, and the kill
Tingnan mo
onto
nga pre yung ano,
JP,
search ko
oh,
kung
sorry,
ayos ba
Sanji.
yung ano, ayos yung setup.
AP Bren managed to utilize Ogwin and his full
May
mechanics
nilagay ako dun
from
eh.
the bottom lane to the mid lane, to the turtle lane. So,
Oh, wow.
oh my. Ogwin,
Ay,
dude.
baby.
Ogwin.
No hesitation.
He is here.
Makaharap
I
Super
think he
Mario.
also just had the information that, you know, the flicker was going to be down for JP.
Yep.
And I believe, yeah, even the wild charge, he didn't have it,
God
so he
mode
used it
na ata,
early to
Bren eh.
escape. Great decision and communication there from AP Bren.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ogwin basically trying to capitalize on his mobility.
Yan ni KARLTZY, no?
Arlot. And he still has some good
Assassin
damage,
Gab,
right? The
bigla
base damage from his
nag-utility na
skills are still making a mark onto even very tanky heroes such as the Barats.
Oh, they forced the ult.
Oh, they got it.
Oh, Zaman Force.
Still 40 seconds away from that turtle, though, the objective. So right now, AP
Mamaw
Bren
din tayo to Super Mario eh.
managed to keeping things together, right? It's pretty much still very even across the board right now, objectively. That is the Starlium Scythe being picked up, though, for Super Marco. So when I asked earlier, damage department for the Harith, when does it come? This might be the start of it.
Super risky here. They're playing
yeah,
around with
JP,
fire,
butang
wild
na.
charge. They caught him in the middle of that
Balik-balik
skill
din.
animation. And basically having to spend everything to stay alive, that's JP. So that's the roamer down for Echo, or at least
Grabe
out
talaga yung Roger
of
doon
the
eh. no?
fight. AP Bren could take this turret quite easily.
Yeah, they're going to get that. Turtle now up. Benny Cutie still staying on that bottom side. So we'll see how Echo wants to deal with this. They're going
Tangin na, ako.
Yeah, they're trying to get as many fights as they can
Wala, nasa
onto
Benny,
this with the
ubusin
final
mo to.
slash here. KARLTZY, he's trying to
Patay
stay
kayo.
alive, but there's just no way against the 5-man unit of AP Brand, who seem to be happy to just take these orcas as many times as possible in that fight.
Well, you're asking about the power spike of the Harith, right? That is definitely it. One item that's all you need. And of course, one thing that you have to take note about AP Bren is that they have a lot of mini crowd controls that are very impactful. Final Slash, there's the stun from Ogwin, of course the crowd control chain from the Fredrin, some snags from both Pew as well as Flap. If you combine that all together, it seems like they have big ticket ultimates, right? They don't have like big Minoan Furies, Wild Charges, or any of those kind of big ticket ultimates. but small and spammable stuns, we can already see.
Well,
for
we
AP
can
Bren.
see the question here. Is
The
this the
question.
MSC 2024 preview for the finals? That's heavy. That's heated.
That's a heavy. I can't even think about that right now because right now we are seeing KARLTZY being manhandled right now. They told us welcome. Oh my goodness, that was huge. Forcing APBR to activate that Nether Realm, but the fight is looking a lot better now. They are going for the chase. JP, no wild charge available, means it will be very difficult for Echo to take this. Or will it? Sanji on the back. Oh no, BLCK not going to be able to make it though. And look at that. It's going to be APBR coming out on top, not giving Echo any chance to fight back.
How is APBR doing it? Right now, they are just demolishing Echo.
Yep.
And they're going to make their way further down the mid lane here.
It's just a power spike that we're looking at APBR.
Big
They're
spike.
very, very strong at this point. KARLTZY is very tanky. And even though they jump Super Marco, you have to take note, this has a Purify. And obviously, he went in for Thunder Belt first. There you go. We can see it in the items. That's why you can see that when he attacks, there's a little bit of an, electricity going on. And this allowed him to kind of last into team fights, right? So this is not a very squishy Harith, actually. You can see it there, even after the jump from KARLTZY, right?
Let's
Through
take a
the
look at
replay.
From Infinix.
Yeah, I don't envy KARLTZY in this fight right now. I mean, beautiful Daytona's welcome. They maybe stunned a few APBR members. But you know what? It's just, there's so much to survivability or sustain for the APBR that doesn't matter.
Sanji had ultimate right there, but he did not use it, so that's interesting. Maybe if they could have copied the Fire
naglalag eh.
It's a bit different.
Naka-ano
Maybe they
kasi,
could have turned
dual
it around,
stream.
but I guess Few is just very,
Tinesting ko kung kaya ng computer.
I don't know, slimy or, slippery.
Yeah, it's hard to catch.
Hard to catch.
He won up Sanji in that last
Pero
one.
hindi naman madalas mag-lag, no?
They're going to go for this Lord here. First one of the game. Flap still on the bottom side. Going to make his way up here. So APBR stalls it out a little bit. Is this a good decision, Wolf, for Echo? Being down 5K.
They're concealed.
Hold
They're
on.
concealed. They want to go straight for the jungler here of Echo. And again, the Barrett's just having a hard time even just moving. Tore through the Nether Realm immediately here. That's going to be a huge kill out for Echo. A lot of people getting knocked up here with a wild charge with JP. But doesn't matter because the follow-up damage is not there yet for Echo.
Yeah, Benny will just have to run away. Again, mini crowd controls from APBR, but plenty of them. Quantity is what APBR, and frequency of the stuns that allowed Super Marco to just dance in front of Echo. And also, this is their power spike, like we talked about. So, definitely hard to penetrate at this point. And Ogwen played this game so well. 100% kill participation for the guy.
Sa last clash
Yeah,
niya
this
napansin
whole
kanina.
thing, the whole series. I mean, actually, even for today, we haven't seen a lead this big.
That's right.
So far, nearly 8,000 gold. APBR
Dito sa mismong
gearing up for this
din,
push now. We've seen them end games before on that first Lord push. We'll see if they're able to do it here.
Di
But
mo
Echo,
napanood
can
kanina,
they
game
hold
2,
on?
ganda.
Can they keep it together in this mid lane? It starts here. Ogwen, though.
Oh, he already used up his Flicker Final Slash, so that's one move that Echo doesn't need to worry about. That might mean they have a better chance of defending this.
Okay, looks like Echo's going to be all right for now. They still have pretty good clear to handle this. The other thing, though, is how much time do they need for Benny Cutie to be online? Conceal play is going to be used. No commitment.
Final
though,
Slash
yet.
is up, but there you go, the
Double
power of
CC
nature.
immunity.
Yeah. Beautiful passive here. And there you go, Echo with their own Final Slash. Gonna be countered by the Nether Realm, and everyone just getting pushed back here. These mini stuns, man. Wolf, you pointed it out. These mini stuns are stopping everyone from getting out of harm's way.
Oh, Few recalling?
What?
That's new.
Okay.
He's feeling confident.
That's
as they get
rare.
the base turrets down.
Yeah. So no minions. Very, very few minions here available, actually. But there you go. Sanji just nowhere to go for this guy.
Wow.
2 members remaining from Echo. And that's going to be APBR very happy to take this win over Echo.
Grabe talaga.
The current
Grabe sila.
world champions maintain the undefeated record. They're happy about it, feeling good. And they win this battle of the world standard here against Echo 2-1.
Basto kang malala no?
Game.
What a game.
And what a flex from the entirety of APBR. And everybody just showed up. I would dare
God
say
mode ang
Ogwin
Brent kanina eh.
was the spark plug of this game. That cross-map play. When
After game 2,
Echo was
God
already
mode na,
leading
pre.
and they were invading, that was, I think, the right decision to go for. But they did not take for account Ogwin's like mechanics. What happened was Ogwin
Nilabas
went to
nila
the
yung
bottom
Tamos
lane.
M5
They
eh.
took out Sanji because that was like
Tayong
the
Arlot.
way for them to kind of win
No?
the gold lane.
Arlot M5.
Then Ogwin marched through from
Fredrin
bottom
M5.
lane to the top
Tamos M5.
Lord Pit
Yan, yan.
or Turtle Pit in that case.
Lakas din
And
Echo.
he walked that way very quickly because of the new mechanic, or one of the new mechanics of speeding up when the turtle is spawning. It was so mechanically good.
A lot of great plays there, a lot of great decision making from both teams. This game 3, APBR did something different here.
Hindi pa rin kumukuha si
They came
KARLTZY.
out swinging a very
Nagbabatak kasi.
decisive victory for game 3 ahead of them. Echo takes their bow. They
Hindi
got
nila pwedeng-
close. They got very close
Hindi nila pwedeng
against
i-bash ang ano
APBR.
dyan.
Still a very
Hindi
dominant
nila
team
pwedeng
here.
i-bash si
4
JP
season
dyan.
13, the MPL
Grabe
Philippines.
ginagawa
We'll
ni
see
JP
how they
dyan ngayon.
go against APBR later
Feeling
on
ko
in
nga
season 4, round 2.
Feeling ko nga kung
But
si Yawi ang
right now,
tank ng Echo dyan.
APBR, man, they're still
mahirapan
questioning
pang Echo
where
dyan.
is that weak point for them.
Yung
We got to
micro
hear
lang ni
from
Obi
them
niya.
on their winning victory interview here with the host, Mara and Hands. Take it away.
Goodness! Give it up for APBR! Ang galing! This was the most, there's a reason why this was the most anticipated match of the regular season.
It was, and I am sure that
Yeah,
you guys
masyadong
learned
tangin,
so much from
Pag
that
ginagalaw ko
matchup,
yung
Kyle.
stream, ano eh.
I would like to give this to you.
Naglalagi.
Kasi gaya nga ng nabanggit namin, ito yung isa sa mga pinaka-inaabangang matches of the season. Were there some differences in the way you prepared? Kasi kita namin kanina parang mas engaged kayo, especially with that loss. Na ang tagal nyo hindi natalo. Pero now, how did you adjust to it para sa Game 3?
Hinanap lang po namin yung mga mali namin nung Game 2 tapos in-adjust po namin nung Game 3 para di na po namin gawin nung Game 3. So, nung natalo po kami nung Game 2, bumawi na lang po kami agad. Minotivate po agad kami ni Coach Tax.
You know, you haven't lost in a long time. How does it feel for you, specifically, na sayang yung moment na yon? How does it feel na parang ang tagal nyo kasing hindi naranasan eh?
Sa esports po kasi normal lang naman po matalo. So, normal lang po sa akin matalo kasi yun lang.
Right? It seems like it is normal for him to get the loss. Pero kahit paano, you guys are still undefeated and I am sure na pinaghahandaan nyo. And Flap, this time around, sa'yo naman, I wanna ask you kasi all throughout, you guys haven't lost a game, or a match rather, since the upper bracket nung M5. Diba? Yun. Or, I guess you can call the shots on this one if you want to.
Actually, we were just discussing that with
Yeah,
you. You guys haven't lost since the upper bracket finals of M5. So, personally, what keeps you motivated and the team? So, ikaw muna yung personal.
Sobrang saya kasi manalo eh. Tapos parang, ayun, gusto namin laging manalo. Kaya ginagawa namin best namin. Tsaka syempre, pinaka-motivation kaya gusto namin manalo, pera.
Pera, good motivation. Di ba kasi, ikakasal ka na?
Apo.
And so you're gonna use the money there.
Opo.
Ah,
Pati na rin sa pag-start ng business.
Pati na rin pag-start ng business para sa after kasal, meron siya for IC. Wow, nandito si fiancé.
Thinking of the future. I love it. This time, gusto ko na ituloy yung kay Flap.
Yes, Flap.
Kasi yung tanong ko kay Flap this time, yung motivation is already there. Thinking about the future, para sa mga sino man yung magre-represent ng Pilipinas sa darating ng MSC at lahat ng mga makakalaban nyo doon, ano sa tingin mo yung message na pwede mong ibigay sa kanila just by this matchup alone? Just by this series
kasi
alone?
sabi nila boring daw ang Pilipinas. So, sa lahat ng mga nanonood, future mga kalaban, anong message mo sa kanila?
Kung sinasabi nilang boring yung MPL sa Pilipinas, mas magiging boring pag naging kalaban namin sila.
Oh!
And I rest my case.
And that closes the interview. All right, everybody, give it up once again to APBR. And para sa ating MVP, Ogwin! Okay, pakita naman ng pose ng MVP. Nasaan yung camera? Ito ba? Ito ba? Ayan. Post ng MVP.
Arlot daw.
Arlot,
request nila,
Arlot, post daw. Swipe. Hoy! All right, everybody. Congratulations once again to AP Brand. You may now take your bow and take your walk of victory.
Gaya nga na nabanggit nila, losing is normal. But the most important part is hindi nawawala ito. And that's exactly what they use.
Ang most important part, kung
Para kay
boring ang Philippines, mas magiging boring kapag sila ang katapat nyo.
Maganda na kayo, ha?
Okay, alright. Kung sino man yung nagsabi nun, alam mo na. Alright, we'll break it down for you. So we're gonna go back to our casters. Pasok.
Wow.
Okay.
That was a statement.
That
Can you
was.
translate that, please, Rockhart?
You do it. It's better if you
Grabe naman ng
It's only gonna get
PH.
boring if you face the Philippines. For you. For the opponents.
For you. Well,
For you.
that goes hard. Now, Wolf, why don't you go ahead and break down this series, break down this game, start with the MVP.
All right. Well, okay, it's Ogwen, and I think I already explained one of the most, I would say, like great sequences that I've seen from Ogwen and the entirety of MPL. Like, it's easy for me to nerd out about it because I really like those kind of plays, but Ogwen really just showed us his mechanics for the game. Like, he went for this common emblem build, Wilderness Blessing, in combination with how speedy the Arlet can be, and of course taking advantage of that extra speed that you get when the turtle is spawning. And for sure we're gonna see it through the highlights, right? Also, this was the play. Now take note, AP Brent already took out Sanji from the bottom lane, and look at that, the speed up, and then you can see dramatically how Arlet like moves so fast in that minimap, and then it gets a kill. 3-0 for Ogwen at the start. 3 out of the 3 kills, he was there, gets the assist. Now they punish JP. At this point, 7 minutes in, 2 items for Super Marco, Starlium Scythe as well as the Thunderbelt. Echo did not know what can hit them at this point. That's the Harith Power Spike. Look at his damage output. Like almost one-shotting or two-shotting Sanji. And he's gonna take more. Like every Synchro Vision and Chrono Dash is the entirety of the extra HP shields that you get from the Faramis ultimate that was stolen by Echo. And then Super Marco, once again, the timing coming out from Few was immaculate from this Faramis once again. And it kind of felt like AP Brand really woke up, and with that wonderful snag that will be cancelled, of course, by the power of nature. But at this point, there's nothing that Echo can do from the massive damage output that AP Brent can bring. And look at the kiting even. They outplayed Echo up until the last moment. And that is all she wrote for Echo. AP Brent will extend their winning streak and will remain the only undefeated team so far after 3 weeks of action in MPL Philippines. When it comes to the emblems, there's really nothing that is different, but you gotta take note about KARLTZY's choices for the Fredrin all throughout the season, going in for the Concussive Blast instead of the typical Brave Smite or sometimes like the Quantum Charge that was popularized by Echo. KARLTZY went in for the Concussive Blast so that he has a decent amount of wave clear from the jungle. At the same time, some bit of damage, that, especially when he pops the ultimate, the Appraiser's Wrath, combination with the cooldown of the concussive blast, it really just aligns up in the way that he sustains the team fights. And then for AP Brent, the item, of course, look at that. The Thunderbolt priority coming out from Super Marco. That's the reason why he was able to last against Benny Cutie in that lane. Benny Cutie, we have already seen that he prioritizes the Windtalker for the past 3 games. That was his item build-up. Then Super Marco just knew how to handle it, going for the Thunderbolt for a semi-defensive slash aggressive play. And all he needed to do was to call Ogwen onto that lane so that he can eventually win versus Benny Cutie. Mobile Legends is a 5v5 game anyways, and whether or not you win the lane on your own, it always helps to call your teammates, and that's exactly how AP Brent troubleshoot this game. This is that heat map coming out from Ogwen, going into the gold lane, then eventually transferring in to that turtle pit. That's how quick he can he can move around the map just because of the Wilderness Blessing and the fact that his mechanics were there. I mean, just knowing that there's extra speed that you get during that moment, it's just... I can talk about it all day, but you know how it is. Ogwen this is probably the first time that we saw someone actually, I don't know, expose or abuse that mechanic.
Yeah. He made it look so easy too. Like this is the thing that Master Ogwyn does, and I love to see it, especially with an R-Lot roam. You know, that's something that's always exciting, the way you use the final slash and everything. Now, again, congratulations to AP Bren, Echo. We can't wait to see them bounce back. But ahead of us to round out day number 2 is another classic matchup here. It's ONIC versus a Blacklist International, and that's going to be fun to watch as well.
Yep. If I'm not mistaken, they're still at the top echelon as well, Blacklist and ONIC, so that's going to be very, very exciting.
Yeah. Can't wait to see it unfold. Again, we're going to be taking a very short break before we head on to that last match for the day. Again, I'm Naisu. This is Rockar and Wolf. We'll be back after this.
13th season of MPL Philippines is brought to you by the following sponsors. Smart, the official telco partner of MPL Philippines Season 13.
Okay guys, GG na
Infinix
muna.
GT Series, outplay the rest.
Bukas
Experience
naman
the
ulit, bukas.
MPL PH Season 13 action live at Shooting Gallery Studios. Tickets are now available on our official ticketing partner at /event.com. Don't miss any MPL PH
Bukas
action
naman,
by
guys,
following our
bukas.
official
May
Facebook
mga
page and
asikasuhin lang.
subscribing to our YouTube channel.
Thank you. Palike na stream guys ha, palike na streams.